for life. What can help you take advantage of today's low mortgage rates and save money? Rocket can. You can save hundreds of dollars every month by refinancing with Rocket Mortgage at today's near historic low rates. If your current rate is over 4%, you could lower your payment by over $150 a month, saving thousands in interest every year. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
K-How News Time, 10:03.
Congresswoman Lauren Goldman is being told she can't carry her own gun in Washington, D.C. streets unless she registers it. D.C. Police Chief Robert County Goldman accepted the D.C. law like everyone else.
We plan to reach out to the Congresswoman's office and make sure that she is aware of what the laws of the District of Columbia are.
You get it yet? How's the audio? Well, go fucking live, Dan, so we can figure it out, please. We'll switch it over to the station. What do you mean? What's so hard about it? I don't understand.
Elway said it was time for the change. The Broncos finished the season at 5-11. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Allstate.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City Freeway system not without its troubles. Down south, got a wreck on the ramp from northbound I-25 to eastbound E-470. There's a road box truck blocking at least the two right lanes at that stretch, so just watch out for delays. Also, watch out for delays on the west side of town. Emergency road work. Center and right lanes on westbound I-70 at Morrison Road going to cause you delays. And watch out for a crash being cleared off highway at Colfax in Yosemite as well. The weather forecast, mostly sunny, windy today, though, with a high near 52. Right now it's partly cloudy and 42. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
With Allstate, you can really save. New ways to save, more ways to save. Find out just how much you can save today. Allstate, you've never been in better hands. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent to get a quote.
When you think about home loans, think Ideal Home Loans and the help they can give you.
We want to work with affordability and what you can make as a payment every month so that you're comfortable and in something that works well for your situation.
Call Brent Ivanson and his team at 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Help when you need it most.
Equal Opportunity Lender, regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Inspiration is amazing. It can turn this into this. Put it all together, and you get something special. Views is putting it all together with a special price. 99 cents for a Views Alto Power Unit. Available in-store and at Views.com. Views. Charge beyond. Vapor products. Underage sale prohibited. 99 cents plus tax. Pod sold separately. Website restricted to age consumers.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. It's your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword BILLS to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BILLS to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help, I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can. I'm feeling
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Or, of course, no matter when you're listening to a podcast or download or an archive, you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. That'll get you right through. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. I took 3 today, 3 lower, 335s. And what CBD does is helps with systemic inflammation, pain, anxiety. It's a wonderful thing, CBD. And Panacea Life Sciences can be found at RealCBDThatWorks.com. Use Tom in the promo code and get 30% off. I want to talk now about your problems, questions, and complaints. Right now, we're talking to Shannon. Shannon says he was locked out of his apartment. That is serious. Let's talk about this. By the way, a lot of landlords are having troubles, but you're not supposed to lock people out. We'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about any problems you're having. We already got a call from someone who has a job and was complaining about vaccine. Now, I didn't know they're even available yet, but this woman said she's being discriminated against at work for not getting the vaccine. Wait till you hear that one.
What do you think about that?
Well, you know, first of all, I don't know, Mark. I just don't know.
It's up to the employer.
I guess it can be. I mean, as far as forcing vaccines, I don't know what the story is. Now, I'm personally going to get the vaccine. I get the regular flu vaccine. As we heard from Dr. Ron Rosedale, and as more and more science is coming out, coronavirus is going to be with us forever, just like every virus is with us forever. It's our immune systems and crowd and herd immunity that helps us. We get small doses of it and build up antibodies. The vaccine can only help with whichever virus it's loaded for. Every flu vaccine we get every year is only loaded for the previous year's strains. New strains can get through. The vaccine will help maybe minimize but not prevent it. The same with corona. If people believe that they're never going to get a COVID virus, here's the thing. COVID is mutating. When people say they're getting COVID twice, they're not. You don't get the same virus twice, period. You don't get it twice. Now, every single cold virus I've learned is called COVID, and there's all different kinds of COVID. And you could possibly get another strain of COVID. The bottom line is, if you say you must get a vaccine, that's for that COVID. All right. What happens if another one comes out that's not effective? Do you say now you have to get that vaccine, or what? I don't know where we're going with this. Is what I'm saying. At some point, we have to depend on our immunity systems. And you notice that medical authorities always stress social distancing, masks, hand washing, all good stuff. But they don't ever say. Here's what they don't say: take vitamin D, vitamin C. Build your immune system, quercetin, and they don't tell you what you can do for wellness. They just tell you about the basics. I don't know why. Not one. Dr. Fauci has never once recommended people take a certain number of supplements, which can be very, very effective.
Our doctors did at Kaiser, and my parents did. I wish I asked the doc, because Suzanne and I and our family already had COVID. Do we got to get this freaking thing?
Well,
why would I? Isn't it the same damn thing?
As Dr. Ron Rosedale said, you're not going to get that COVID again. However, viruses have been known after vaccines to mutate. Viruses have this innate universal intelligence. You know, it does. They're not like thinking, let's outsmart. But just like bacteria mutates to get around antibiotics, viruses mutate to get around vaccines. And you can get another strain. So we'll talk about vaccines. But should they be forced? I don't know, people. What do you think? Again, I believe COVID is serious because it attacks those who are infirmed among us with lower immune systems. I want you to know something. There is no such thing as someone who died in perfect health with COVID at all, ever, period. There is an underlying condition somewhere, you just didn't find it, because it does not kill a healthy individual, period. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Now, people tell me to follow the science, so I finally did. I started talking to doctors who actually do research and doctors who actually do know. And you know what? Fauci has not actually done research on COVID. He has not been in a lab. He has not observed cases. He is just going by his experience. What he recommends is wonderful. He's a great guy. But I will tell you this. No one is saying that COVID is killing healthy people. If you have a good immune system and you're healthy, you're most likely not going to die. What you need to do is take care of yourself. Shannon, tell us about your lockout. I'm sorry for going off on a tangent, but I want to know what people think about being forced to take a vaccine. Shannon, tell me what happened with your situation.
Okay, so I moved into my apartment in September. Due to bad credit, the property management said I had to pay an extreme amount of money up front. First class security, it ended up being $5,200 to move in.
Ouch!
Which paid me up through December 1st.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there was also 2 other people on the lease who decided to move out with no notice and didn't pay their bills, at which point I immediately communicated with the landlord, explained what was happening, and she said, no problem, that I had till the end of the month, to come up with rent and whatnot. So I did exactly that. I started looking for a better job because I had lost mine due to an injury, and was doing that regularly, coming back and forth down to Denver because this is where my only support system
All right, so you stopped paying December 1st.
So December 1st, rent was due much prior to that. I explained to her that they had moved out in the middle of the night, didn't pay bills.
Yeah, that's not their problem, because in most situations, when you have co-tenants, each of you are responsible for the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah,
so what happened?
I would have it by the end of the month.
Tell us what happened. Tell us what happened.
So I went to come down for an interview. My keys worked fine. I was home to get clothes for that interview. The very next day after the interview, my best friend drove me home, and I went to go put my keys in the lock, and my keys didn't work. And I thought, what the heck is going on? Did I grab the wrong keys? What the freak? There was a piece of paper taped between my screen door and my front door saying that she was going to...
Wait a minute. What did it say? What did this notice say?
It said that she was seizing the property due to abandonment, that she hadn't seen me since October. I have text messages, voicemails, multiple witnesses.
I want to get Bradley.
Insane.
I want to get Bradley on O'Brien from our attorney who does real estate. He does real estate, but he knows a lot about tenant landlord. Hold on a second, okay? Gigi Wink, winkandwink.com. They're bankruptcy attorneys. Gigi, can anyone can you avoid an eviction? Let's say you didn't have a freeze due to COVID. When all of these bills, when all of these back rents come due, can bankruptcy of any form delay an eviction?
It could delay it very slightly. If there's an order of eviction when you file, it doesn't really buy you any time at all. The problem is usually but no, there's no significant help with eviction in bankruptcy.
That's what I wanted to know. So if this eviction freeze, if it expires, and let's say people owe $6,000-7,000 in back rent, a Chapter 13 can't give them a payment plan on that and keep them in the house?
No, not in a way that's going to be effective, because the landlord can just get a clearance. They can.
Why is that different than another kind of a? Why is that different than another kind of a bill that can be forced into a monthly payment?
The only bills you can force into a monthly payment are secured debts in bankruptcy, like your mortgage. A lease is not your debt, so you can get out of the lease. The way bankruptcy helps with that situation is you're going to need to find another place to live, and you can file bankruptcy on the back rent. And you don't usually want to file bankruptcy when you're still living somewhere that you're not going to.
I get it. So by moving to another place, you declare bankruptcy on the accrued amount, and that will go away technically.
Plus any damages to the property, because the problem is if you file bankruptcy before you're out, they're going to say, we don't know if this stuff happened after filed the bankruptcy, which would be what they call post-petition debt, which doesn't go away in bankruptcy. So the best plan of action is to get on your feet in another place and then file bankruptcy and then just include that old lease, and it'll handle every charge.
Now that's Gigi Wink. They can give you advice. Winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. And as I said earlier, realcbdthatworks.com will get you 30% off if you put Tom in the promo code, realcbdthatworks.com. Listen, that was Gigi Wink. If you have any questions on bankruptcy, give us a call. Unfortunately, a lot of people are facing that. Now, we're going to get an answer for Shannon, though, because she's facing a lockout, and that is dangerous. We'll talk about that coming up.
You know where you were when the Golden State Killer was arrested. You're a moderator on the Zodiac Killer subreddit.
But now you're in search of a new challenge. Enter Solve, the hit podcast that puts you at the center of the investigation. Solve.
Investigation. Solve is like no other murder mystery podcast. You'll track down killers hiding in plain sight. You all right?
Killers hiding in plain sight.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not like this. To listen to Solve, download the free iHeartRadio app or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Sending you an outcome.
So, Mark, how has it been going with GetFoundFast on referralist.com? We've used them to help us.
Oh, man, they have boosted traffic to referralist.com and our Facebook and YouTube. It's been spectacular.
Now, here's what happens. You have a website for your business. Well, it may be doing well, but it could do better. Or maybe it's not doing well. You don't even know how it's doing. Get a free analysis from that company, GetFoundFast.com. We know them, and they really can help you. Get free advice. Just go to GetFoundFast.com. No obligation. GetFoundFast.com. All right, another place where you should call, MileHighEstatePlanning.com to protect your legacy. Now, you may say, Tom, I don't have a legacy to protect. We all do. You know, just your own wishes on what to do if you're incapacitated is something you should put down. You may have pets you want to take care of or things you want to leave. Whether you're young, middle-aged, or old, you need an estate plan, or you may need to update your estate plan. An estate plan can be as simple as a will, $600-700. It could be a trust. It could be facing probate right now because someone died close to you. Whatever it is, you need help, you call Blake Harris, attorney at law. He's the one we trust. MileHighEstatePlanning.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE. Now, he does FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, text, email. He can meet with you, whatever makes you happy. Blake Harris, he doesn't charge for any consultations, only when he implements your plan. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Rates are like a roller coaster. Are you concerned about the future and how to protect your home? Do you want to become mortgage safe? Take AIM, affordable interest mortgage. With home values still at their highest level ever and rates at historic lows, now may be the best time to be prepared if the economy changes. Last time, many of our friends lost their home when it was unnecessary. Take AIM, 720-895-0500. Many of our clients have the ability to tap their equity should the economy change, all without having to borrow the money now. We can show you how to access your equity in these uncertain times to give you peace of mind and allow you to focus on what's important, your family. Call Affordable Interest Mortgage at 720-895-0500. That's 720-895-0500. We are locally owned and operated since 2001. Our reputation of putting you first with straight answers and listening are unmatched in Colorado. Let us help you protect your home. Take AIM, 720-895-0500, where it's all about you.
The world's gone digital, but is your data secure? It's not enough to have wireless access and devices for your business. That information and equipment must be kept safe 24/7, even during non-working hours. Business Solutions has protocols in place to monitor.
I just sent an email on Garden of the Gods.
What happened? I'd have to change the spot.
Apparently the end of it's cut off.
Did you listen to it? Because sometimes they say that, and it's there.
He didn't send it back to me, so I don't know where it is to listen to.
It's in the Dropbox. It's not cut off. It happens. This happens once in a while with people. I don't know why. I swear to God.
Maybe it's the media player.
Just try the Dropbox and see if you can listen to it. It's Dropbox. You know where to go.
Did we give Deputy Marty a troubleshooter email or just his personal email I used?
He has. I use his personal one, but to log in, he has a deputy thing or something. I forget what I think.
Hey, and
but he doesn't get
read your email from Glenn. Your form's not working for him.
Oh shit!
Hey guys, good news.
He said he had to print it and sign it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I got the figure.
We got it now, but figure out what that is.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
You paid just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go.
You know what? We may have to have Paul put it up. And then because he can convert that to online.
Nobody likes
where I can go in.
Oh, I can get that done. But you got to send me the contract in a Word doc or something they can tear apart.
Then
that's what we do at the referral list.
If he puts that up there, then we get a link to it.
Just like we do referral lists.
I know, but we have to have a link though. We have to have something to validate it, because otherwise, if someone gets the link, they put in what they want in on a pre-signed doc.
No. The software we use for referral list, it's all legit. They can't do fucking shit.
Okay, so
it's just like the shit.
I would be able to give them a link and have them sign it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's do it.
And it gets the IP address. It does.
Okay, let's do that.
It'll stand up in court.
I'm going to send that to you because we need to get this done. I have so many. I'm doing my own sales. I'm getting a lot of leads.
Yeah, send it to me.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We love Frank, and he will give you a free market analysis right now. You want to know what's happening in the real estate market? Ask Frank.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He also lists, sells faster for more money than the market average. Yes, that's to prove it. 303-920-1622. Okay, listen. We have someone who was locked out of her apartment. We're trying to get some legal advice here. Locked out. You're not supposed to be locked out. Now, we have a lot of fraud we're going to talk about. Here's our number, 303-713-TALK. We have Gigi Wink standing by. I got a few emails for her. But right now, I'm going to go to Dave. Dave, what's going on with you, Dave? Welcome to the show.
Tom?
What's happening, sir?
Yeah, thank you for taking my call.
Yes.
About a week ago, my wife got a call or an email from HR at her employer saying that they had noticed that her Social Security number had been used in an application for unemployment.
This is happening all over, Dave, all over. Right. It's amazing. You know, Suze, on a side note, let's try to get Phil on the show, Phil Spessart from the Unemployment Division.
Tommy, he's not in until next week.
Okay, good. Okay, but we're going to save this too. But, Dave, keep going.
Well, so they just recommended, and we did, put a credit freeze on with three credit reporting agencies, and I actually went and signed up for an online thing, an ID protection thing, which I realize you and I too probably have mixed feelings about. But
that's true.
Relatively inexpensive, and I can cancel it at any time. So if I choose not to do it, I'll just get rid of it. And I was just wondering, in a general sense, what other things that maybe we should do. Perhaps they get rid of this Social Security number. It didn't work for them. Maybe. Well,
here's the good news, Dave. Here's the good news. You will truly never, ever be responsible for true fraud. You won't be. Okay? So the good news is you're not going to be held responsible. No matter how people huff and puff, they can't hold you responsible. But it is a good idea, since they have your social, they may apply for credit and do things like that. It is a good idea to have a credit freeze, which makes it no one. In other words, if someone went to buy a car and tried to pose as you, or get a magazine or anything that requires a credit check, magazine may not, but whatever, they cannot get a credit check without a PIN from you, and you have to unlock it for them. Now, people say that's severe, but I like credit freezes. No one can get credit at all without going through you. The other thing is you can do is a credit alert, and that just alerts you of changes. But I think you're doing the right thing. And then we're going to put you in touch with the state and the head man, because we're going to have him on the show, and we're going to talk about some of the fraud going on and what people can do. There is massive unemployment fraud, Dave. So hang on.
I read a lot about this.
Hang on. Suzanne's going to take your name and number. You'll be one of the ones we call back when we get Phil on the show. 303-713-TALK. Thomas, speaking of unemployment, go ahead. What did you have to say, Thomas? Oh, I'm here. Hold on, Thomas. My fault. Go ahead, Thomas. Now I got you now. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I've been listening to the program for decades, and this is the first time I've called in.
What's going on, man?
Same situation. 2020 pandemic relief program for 1099 workers. I began the process in late June, and again tried unsuccessfully to apply in late July prior to that 25th cutoff date.
Yeah.
I called into the number provided by coloradoui.gov, and I spoke to somebody there.
Yeah.
Told me an email would come. After several days without an email, I called again. Make a long story short, Tom, I spoke with a woman there who was very helpful. We were able to determine that my account was frozen with the state, and due to apparently being fraudulently hacked. I have not been able to speak to anyone but that has done anything. I've been awaiting contact from the state. I've been told on numerous occasions that I would be getting an email and have not gotten any email from the CDLE at state.
Now, what do you want the email for?
They were going to send me an email to let me know what they were working on and that this was in process.
Now, are you expecting retroactive payment?
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on because I applied. My account was locked. I haven't been able to get into the account. I've called numerous times starting from June until this week, and I've never gotten anything further than we've escalated this to, what did they say the last time their department was, to escalations. They've sent it to escalation.
It's amazing how many hacks, whether people are getting the wrong unemployment
or
cards.
none.
It's insane.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to be added to the list, man. Patrick. Thomas, the good news is this. We will add you to the list when we have Phil on, and we will get to the bottom of it. He has helped us with every case we've sent to him. Now, if you have money coming and you were denied it, he can get you that money retroactively. But what you need to do is continue what you're doing, but just keep accurate records of when and who you talk to. We will then get it back to you.
That.
We will,
and I can't apply now to the current program that's coming out, and I wasn't able to.
No, it doesn't apply now.
To get the retroactive.
Right now, it doesn't apply anymore, does it? To 1099 people?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Program is.
No, I think now it's just for regular workers. But here's the deal: if you have money coming, that's a different story. Okay, if you have money coming, that's so. Hold on, Suzanne's going to take your name and number, and you're going to be added to the list when we get Phil on from unemployment. 303-713-TALK. Gigi Wink, Wink and Wink. So Gigi, I wanted to ask something. When you're on unemployment, is that garnishable, or is that what happens if you file for bankruptcy and you're on unemployment, or you get a lump sum?
Yeah, as long as it's segregated, it is not touchable. It's exempt from creditors, so you can keep unemployment that's built up in a bank account and look at that bank account, or the trustee can, and see that the only money in there is unemployment.
But hold on, wages are subject to 25%.
Now it's 20. They changed that a little bit ago, and it went into effect in October.
So would unemployment be subject?
Of your net.
Would unemployment be 20%?
No, unemployment's 100% exempt in Colorado. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good idea. You keep it in a separate account.
Yes. You segregate it, just like Social Security. You can file a bankruptcy with, thousands of dollars of Social Security in the bank as long as it's identifiable and segregated. So same with VA benefits. So that's kind of what you hire me to do, is to do that kind of planning, so that if you have the ability to take some money through a bankruptcy with you, you want to take advantage of that.
That's Wink.
Unemployment's one of those.
That's winkandwink.com, 303-920-1622. We have more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, lots going on across town.
Is this something we can talk about on radio?
Up the construction on the west side, westbound
What?
Morrison Road, all lanes are back open. So good news there. On the south end, they got a rolled box truck on the ramp from northbound I-25 to eastbound E-470. Watch out for police on the scene. It's blocking the right side. Crash off highway at Colfax and Lincoln. Avoid that area. Watch out for crash at 6th and Santa Fe as well. And
a wreck being cleared at Peoria and Dartmouth also. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be mostly sunny today with a high near 52. Right now, partly cloudy in Denver, and we're sitting at 40.
It's a preferential debt. So, in other words, I don't think we can talk. Here's the deal. You're not allowed to keep paying him back. You have to classify him in that bankruptcy, too.
Fence brand Boundary Plus family of products has customized
Or
ask
her if you're allowed to reaffirm it since it's a car. I asked her.
That's invisiblefence.com.
TheArtofGranite.com. That's where you're going to find Mitch Floria's operation in Golden. The showroom is open. He asked that you make an appointment. What I love about the Art of Granite, they do all kinds of countertops. Quartz is hot right now. They have quartz. Now, here's what I love. Tear out and haul away is free. That's a big job. The bathroom vanity is free when you have the kitchen done. And all materials are supplied at wholesale. So you are charged for fabrication and installation by the square foot. So they'll give you a price on the phone. Give them a call. Tell them what you got in mind. 303-386-5919. 386-5919, theartofgranite.com. Okay, listen. I can talk about it, but not use you. I'll do it.
Suzanne, reboot that camera.
Businesses of all sizes learn more about their customers. Ask a question on the phone, but I'll let her know. It gives you U.S.-based data to help you decide.
I'm going to go get a Coke. How much time do I have, bro?
At least 3.
Over 4 minutes.
Okay, and don't turn on my mic and don't bring up calls. I want to get that through my goddamn head.
Think about home loans, think Ideal Home Loans, and the help they can give you. That application process, we go through it line by line, and that really allows us to do an effective job to make sure we're doing what's in your best interest. Call Brent Ivinson and his team at 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. They can answer all of your home loan questions. Equal Opportunity Lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
There is no magic wand that will take us back to what feels normal. Montage Creek has created a community for the present time, full of safety measures and evolving guidelines to meet the moment, but also full of vitality and fun. You can live your best life at Montage Creek Senior Living right now. They offer studio, 1-bedroom, and 2-bedroom apartments located in a charming neighborhood. Call 970-240-0600 or visit montagecreek.com to learn more.
I don't want rebooted, Aunt. Don't tell her.
Politicians and the Wall Street propaganda. Gotcha. Magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen. And if you're over 55 with an IRA or 401k, I want to give you a free copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because according to Time Magazine, Wall Street's 401ks have failed millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA and the crash years ago, I said enough. And since then, I discovered a way to grow money potential double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free book and talk to a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose in the market crashes. Call 800-493-1717 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, when you call right now, you get free shipping and handling, no credit card required. And I'll send you a free copy of the audiobook so you can listen in your car. Call 800-493-1717. 800-493-1717. That's 1-800-493-1717. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Hi, I'm Todd Cicchini. You know, my dad started making that legend radio when I was no more than 12 years old. He's taught me
when I was no more than 12 years old. I'm putting Stan's Automotive on the referral list for 6 months because of what he did.
Did he actually do it?
Wow.
That was a good deal, man. I did not see that coming. I was very skeptical on that. Isn't that funny?
And Dad, I know that's why we've done our best over the years to make their wants our ability. You bet, Todd. So, folks, if you're ready, we're ready to serve you. Whether it's a fresh new look in your kitchen or bath, or the warmth and fun of replacement windows, call us. If you have our word, we'll treat you right at Done. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
If you're looking to buy a new home for any reason, maybe your home's a little big now because the kids have moved out. Maybe you need something a little bigger because you're working from home. Maybe you're just buying a vacation home. I highly recommend you work with my friends at American Financing. because their mortgage consultants can customize any loan in the industry to your needs. In fact, it's their responsibility and their commitment to find the best program for your financial situation, and that's exactly what they do. Whether they walk you through shorter-term loans like a 15-year conventional or discussing zero down payment benefits of a VA loan, they are knowledgeable folks who keep conversations simple and straightforward. And you know what else? They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, so you know customer service is very important to them. With a purchase as significant as a new home, you need to choose a lender you can trust, someone who is in it for you, and that is American Financing. Give them a call, please, 303-695-7000, or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so Patrick has a problem.
Sure.
Patrick, what is going on, sir?
We did an addition on our house about 5 years ago, and we needed our HVAC system upped, just pumped up a little bit so we can get it to the addition.
You wanted to upgrade your HVAC. Okay, so what happened?
Well, the company came out to look and see what they could do, and they first thought about putting a booster fan in would help. That didn't help. They came back and basically said, we can move your furnace for you. It needs to be a little bit more centrally located. Well, you go on their expertise, and I asked them to pull a permit. I asked them to do whatever they needed to do.
Well, you shouldn't have to ask them to pull. You shouldn't have to ask them to pull a permit. The only time they should not pull a permit is if you guys agree to it. And I've always said I don't want to get in the way. If people say, "Hey, I don't care," and you don't care, then I don't care. But
I care.
But if you don't mention it, they should do it anyway. In other words, it should be the default should be to follow all regulations, especially if this is a company on my referral list. And I believe you said it is a company on my referral list, right?
I believe so. I know that they're on Angie's list as far as I knew.
Did you find them on my referral list?
I did not. I actually was referred to them by a friend.
Okay.
So they put the furnace in my basement hallway, blocking 2 bedrooms and a bathroom door.
Blocking? What do you mean blocking?
Taking up an entire hallway.
Wait a minute. Did they ask you? Were these rooms finished?
Yes.
Wait. They went into a hallway and moved your furnace, knowing right out in the open hallway.
Yep.
And they blocked the doors to these rooms.
They blocked the doors.
I need to see this is crazy. This is crazy. They never asked you about it?
They talked to me. They said this is something we could do, and I said as long as it would pass inspection, and that's what you want to do. And the
wait a minute.
Owner said, yeah, that's what we ought to do.
Wait a minute. You said if they showed you where they were going to put the furnace?
They actually showed me a spot next to the water heater, which is on the other side. So it wasn't a utility room.
So they did not hold on. They did not put it where they told you they were going to put it.
Correct.
You're sure of that?
I'm positive.
So what do they say?
Never let them put it in the hallway.
When you say to them, hey, you put this furnace somewhere, you never even showed me. I mean, I never knew it was going here. What do they say? You said it was going here next to the water heater. What do they say?
Well, we need to put it more centralized.
I understand that after they did it, though.
That's what he told me.
But he didn't check with you. He didn't say to you, hey, we can't put it next to the water heater.
I didn't say you couldn't put it next to the water heater. I didn't say you could put it in the hallway.
Patrick, here's what I'm asking.
Yes.
You thought the furnace was going where? Where did you think it was going?
on the other side of our water heater, which would take out part
and
of
why
the
did you
hallway.
hold on? Why did you think it was going on the other side of the water heater?
Because that was the next nearest spot that they were saying.
Did they say to you, Patrick, we're going to put the furnace here? Did they say that?
No.
Did they ever tell you where they're going to put the furnace?
No.
Okay,
in
Patrick,
was on the phone with
Patrick, you're telling me both things. I want to help you. I swear to God, I don't care who the company is. I want to help you, but I need to know this. Did you have any idea where they were going to put the furnace when they said we have to centrally locate it? Did you say, well, where will that be?
Yes.
And what
and they
did
said
they
on the other side of the hall?
Okay.
Other side of the hot water heater.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you once again because you're saying both things.
Sure.
Did they tell you they were putting the furnace on the other side of the water heater?
Yes.
Okay, so you expected the furnace, to go on the other side of the water heater.
That's correct.
But they did not put it on the other side of the water heater. Instead, they put it in a place that blocked 2 bedrooms.
And a bathroom.
Okay, now, are you telling me there's no way to walk into those 2 bedrooms or bathroom?
No, I had to knock a hole in the closet to get to it.
Okay, now, Patrick, I'm going to ask another question. When you saw them putting the furnace in, and or did you watch them put it in? Did you go and look at it periodically? Did you notice it was not going next to the water heater?
No, and that's kind of another story, too.
I don't need the story. You didn't notice it until it was done, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and did you say to them, wait a minute, you didn't tell me it was going here?
Yes, I did.
And what did they say to you?
Jim, the technician that came out, said that's the best place it can go.
But why didn't they check with you first?
I don't know.
That sucks. If you're telling me the truth, that sucks. Now, hold on. If they said to you, Patrick, we're going to put the furnace here next to the water heater, and then that's the last thing you knew, and then the next thing you knew, it was out in the middle of the hallway, blocking 2 bedrooms and a bath, that's ridiculous. We need to call them. We need to call them. I want either Deputy Doc or Deputy B to call. I know Deputy Doc's on. Is Deputy B up? Deputy Smarty Pants? How about having Deputy Smarty Pants call on this one, or Deputy Doc? Actually, either one. Let's find out.
I'd like to see a picture of it.
That's what I was going to ask, Mark. Can you send us
I have pictures.
Send us some pics quickly. We want to put them up online. But hold on, Suzanne. I'm saying Deputy Daff because Deputy Daff was filling in for so long. Suzanne, could you have him send us some pics, okay? And by the way, Deputy Daff is still busy doing stuff. And I wish I could tell you she's become quite an inventor, but I cannot give away what she's working on. Don't even give it away, Mark. I think it's ingenious, by the way. I do. It's a line.
How about the cleaning? That's all I'll say.
No, a line of products. I think no. They're easily, anyway, I don't want to give it away. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so, Gigi Wink. Okay, I have an email from a guy who gave a down payment to a company. And the company went out of business, or went bankrupt, not out of business. What, are you out of luck when you do a down payment and they go bankrupt?
It depends. Usually, yes. And so it depends on the chapter they file, and it depends on whether there are assets that are going to be collected and distributed or paid out to the creditor. The way you know that is if you're a creditor of a business, you should get a notice of their bankruptcy in the mail from the bankruptcy court.
What would get them out of it? No, hold on. I want to find out, is there any way consumers can fight that? Hold on. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear Ross Kaminsky in the morning, Dan Kaplis in the afternoon.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices.
Over 2,000 devices.
Now,
Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, lots going on across town. Let's start off with the good news. They've wrapped up the construction on the west side, westbound I-70 at Morrison Road. All lanes are back open. Good news there. On the south end, they got a rolled box truck on the ramp from northbound I-25 to eastbound.
They got a box truck.
Blocking the right side.
The deputy can make calls too.
Fuck
yeah.
Crash at 6th and Santa Fe as well.
Suzanne's on the phone.
Also, weather report.
Oh, you were talking to
It's mostly sunny
her?
today with a high
No, I
near
was asking you.
52. Right now,
Well, you
partly
can.
cloudy in
Yeah,
Denver,
fuck
and we're
it.
sitting at 47. Before impact traffic and weather, I'm Swagner.
I mean, he's slow.
Okay.
Deputy Dan's slow.
Less. You could be saving more on car insurance. With pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate, pay for
All right, here you go. Simply Floors coming up.
save on the miles you don't. Call a local Allstate agent and get a quote now.
SimplyInc.com. Buddy and Karen Mitchell started this website so you can go on and make your own appointment. Now, they can come to you, or you can go to the showroom 52nd Ward with an appointment. Simply Floors Inc. will save you money. What they did is join a buying group so they can buy at discount prices like the big boxes, but they pass the savings on to you. Plus, they hired the best installers in the business, the best warranties, great financing, everything you want in floor products, whether it's luxury vinyl, tile, waterproof carpeting, or anything in between. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Inspiration is amazing. It can turn this into this. Put it all together. You get something special.
Did you look at it? Did you just listen to the spot?
I have not. I have no way.
I'm going to listen to it right now. I'm going to listen to it just I want to show you.
I have no idea why.
January 2022. Ready? Okay, let's write. Oh, that's the script. Where's the fucking spot?
Get your life
Damn it, where's it?
or ColoradoPainCare.com.
Rates are like a roller coaster lately. Are
Ready?
you concerned about
How about making 2021 the best year ever with your new home built by Garden of the Gods Homes? See their new model home at your Cathedral Park. Near Garden of the Gods Resort. Powered by appointment of this huge, spacious residence, sparking ideas for your new custom home. Call 719-314-2120 for your appointment. Or ghomes.com. Garden of the Gods Homes. Because there's no better investment than your home.
These uncertain times.
Send it to me.
Peace of mind and allow you to focus on
You must have sent me a different one.
Call Affordable Interest Mortgage
Oh.
at 720-895-0500.
Sorry.
720-895-0500.
It's so funny that has happened. I don't know why it happens. Why do you think it happens?
Straight answers.
But I've literally heard it happen.
They're media players.
Well, yeah, but why? Wait, it's some kind of retarded media player?
It's all about you. Winter is a short thing.
You know, I mean, why?
Or their email service.
Why? No, I don't think an email would cut it off. But
In Metro Denver more than 20 years. Catch things before they turn into expensive problems. Make your own appointment now online at onlineservices.com.
Hey, Tommy, I finally got Bradley O'Brien for that Shannon gal, okay?
Guarantee. OnlineServices.com. Service at home. Service.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done
Now you
so
can
it doesn't
listen to
grow
it, I said.
bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle.
honestly, I'd probably listen to it before I
With
send it the
Swiffer
first
Wet
time.
Jet, you start with a fresh pad and clean.
I'm not going to listen to it. I just
And
heard
when
it.
you're done,
I know. If you send it to me, if I open this, it'll work fine. I have no doubt
easier
about it.
way to clean your floors.
Although I don't have.
Whether you're a pro on the job site or managing properties, clean and safe is your #1 priority. And Lowe's has the pro-grade cleaning supplies you need. We go beyond the basics.
We go
bringing in
beyond
commercial
the basics.
cleaning from top brands like Clorox, Zep, and Rubbermaid. And in larger sizes, so you can take on
Fucking shows are
the
still
quantity
going
you
the
need.
most.
Shop Lowe'sForPros.com and have your items
What's that, bro?
or pick up in store.
How about
Vision Home for Pros. U.S. only.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and when I got into the mortgage business in
Give it up.
1996, I never thought we'd see interest rates that began with a 2. That's right, 30-year fixed rates right now at 2.625%, with an APR of 2.701%. By calling Ideal Home Loans at 303-867-7000. Imagine refinancing your home and never having to worry about it again. That's how low rates are right now. You can consolidate bills, you can pay off debt, you can get cash out for home improvements. You can even go to a shorter term and save yourself 6 figures in payments and interest. Don't miss out on the lowest rates that we have ever seen. And thanks to our digital technology platform, we can keep you home and safe through this entire process. To find out more, call us at 303-8.
All right, gentlemen, you're back on soon. About 10 seconds.
We're online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA. NMLS 136756 for terms and conditions. Call 844-45-ID.
Hi, Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Bradley O'Brien is with O'Brien Legal Services. They do
and as you know, I'm a firm believer you should have a real estate attorney review documents or loan documents or leases or anything important, commercial, residential. It's only a few $100s compared to the thousands you're spending. And even on big, complicated deals, it's always a small percentage of what you're spending. Also, what happens if you get a lien, a property line dispute? It can be serious. But what about renters? Now, he doesn't, I'm not going to say real estate law, a big part of it's tenant-landlord, but he is familiar with tenant-landlord. So again, his main deal is real estate, but of course, he probably represented landlords in his time. Shannon, she has a problem, and this is a weird one. Brad, she had some roommates that moved out. The pandemic, blah, blah, blah. She was paid a lot of money up front, paid up through the end of November. She did not pay December 1st. Shannon, yes. Your roommates moved out. Are you the only one still there?
I'm the only one still there.
Now, have you been coming and going and staying there?
Absolutely, 125%. I've never was gone more than 2 nights in a row because the only place I have to stay, my brother can't have guests more than 2 nights in a row. And it's literally
when did you return home to find your keys not working?
Right. So I was there on the 16th to get clothes for my interview on the 17th, and then that notice was posted on my door on the 19th. So I've been gone for
and on the 19th, your key no longer worked. You were locked out. Where's your stuff? Inside?
Yes. She claims she has no idea and that the apartment was completely empty, which is a 100% lie. It's literally everything I own is gone. And I mean everything. Everything.
And she said she's trying to get around the eviction. She said it was abandoned, right?
Yep, exactly.
And you called and said what?
So when I called her and said, why is my key not working? She said, I haven't heard or seen you since October. And I immediately said, Barb, we both know that that's not true. I then called the police because I've never been in this situation.
What did the police say?
They said it's a civil matter.
Yeah, it
and
is.
That if I continue to harass her about where my property is, that they will arrest me for harassment.
Well, that's a little extreme. But Brad, what does she do? I mean, I think she was illegally evicted, but that's just my opinion based on what she's telling me.
Well, it sounds like, based on what I'm hearing, a landlord has to go to court to evict somebody. And if a landlord does not do that, that's called self-help, and self-help is illegal. So, Shannon, it sounds like you would have a claim for damages against the landlord for an illegal eviction.
And and your property that's missing.
I mean, it's everything. It's everything my kids have ever made me, their baby books, stuff that I can't even replace.
She probably threw it out.
Oh, she absolutely did. I mean, I had a brand new Canon camera that my brother's girlfriend.
So what do we wait? This is serious, Shannon. This is serious.
It is.
I mean, obviously, landlords are in trouble. They need to be paid, but they can't go taking the law into their own hands.
And Mr. Martino, the other point of this story is that I did have the rent. I was just down in Denver. I had all of the $1,300.
When does your lease end?
My lease ends next year in September 1st.
Bradley, what should she do?
I don't have money for a lawyer.
Yeah. Well, you can go to court pro se, which means you represent yourself. People do it all the time. Sounds like you'd be perhaps in county court where you can sue for up to $25,000. And you'll sue for the money to replace the stuff that you lost, and you'll place a monetary number on things that are not replaceable, like keepsakes. And you'll basically sue.
What is to prevent? She's just going to, no matter what, though, she would have to prove her case that it was abandoned, right? She can't just say, well, I thought it was abandoned.
Yes, I think a judge is going to be
sympathetic.
Yeah, judge will be sympathetic to the tenant here, and the landlord will have a burden to show that the landlord acted reasonably under the circumstances. What kind of notices did they give? What kind of, who are their witnesses? And then Shannon on her side will have witnesses to say she.
Shannon, it's going to be hard to do, but
I'm shaking my head. I've seen too many people go to court by themselves and get eaten up by an attorney.
Right. That's my
Shannon, hold on.
In the meantime,
I want to call the landlady, though, and see if we can drum some sense into her. And so hold on, and I'll have Suzanne reach out to the landlady. Let's see what's going on with this one. We'll come back and revisit it. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around for more on The Troubleshooter Show.
Grainberry.
Hi, I'm Peter Harris for Grainberry Cereals. If you're starting the new year with a goal to live healthier, then pick up a...
Patrick with the L&L heating problem. I just talked to the owner myself because I like handling our
I don't
reports.
even know what we're talking about. The guy that called and said they installed the furnace in the middle of the
Yeah, first off, their house was under construction. They didn't even sell him the furnace. So they were there to do some duct work, and Patrick said, hey, can you move this over here? So they moved it for him. But it was 5 years ago.
Good.
Oh,
5 years
5 years ago. I just didn't know if they told you that.
He never mentioned that, did he?
No, and I didn't.
And Larry started, he was like, he keeps calling she.
You should.
Oh, I mean he, not she.
Come on and say that.
I
Just
was
come on
going
and say
to,
it
but
so I
it's
can react to
crazy,
it.
you know? Anyway, what am I doing with Shannon? I missed that whole call. Are you done with Brad? Okay. What am I going to do with Shannon? Healthy
I want to call the landlady.
family.
Say, listen, you got a serious issue here. If she gets an attorney, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Okay, she's accusing her of what? Kicking her out without evicting her? Okay, I'll get the information and call.
It's crazy.
ABC News, I'm Ariel Reschek. The polls are open in Georgia for the two runoff Senate races that will determine the balance of the Senate. Incumbent Republicans Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue are being challenged by Democrats John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. Ossoff, like millions of other Georgians, voted early. He's urging others to cast ballots today.
This is history unfolding in Georgia right now. I want to encourage everybody to be a part of it.
President Trump held a rally last night, still disputing Georgia's presidential results. Tomorrow, Congress is set to certify state electoral counts, with some Republicans vowing to object key state results and Biden's victory during the session. Coronavirus cases are surging, and data now shows the U.S. has reported more than 100,000 daily cases for 2 months. That, according to the COVID Tracking Project. In Los Angeles County, EMTs are now having to decide who will be transported to hospitals and who won't. There are not enough ambulances due to the spike in COVID cases. This is ABC News.
Wonder
The
why there's
Trump
not enough
administration asking a
ambulances.
federal appeals court for more authority to search electronic devices of an individual crossing into the U.S.
The Trump administration is trying to overturn a 2019 ruling that said border authorities, before they can search a traveler's laptop or smartphone, need at least a reasonable suspicion the device contains contraband like child pornography or counterfeit media. The judge said her ruling balanced privacy interests with government interests at the border, but the administration wants the first U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to rule that basic searches should require no suspicion at all. The ACLU had argued a warrant should be required to conduct a search of a digital device at the border. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
George Whitmore, the last surviving member of the first team of climbers to scale El Capitan in Yosemite National Park, has died. A cancer survivor, Whitmore died from complications caused
Guy
by
advertising some
COVID-19.
supplement
He was a
that cured him
conservationist
from
and devoted
where
his life
is
to
it?
protecting
On
Sierra
YouTube.
Nevada.
Our YouTube?
Was 89 years old. Ariel Ruscha, ABC News.
Without more licensed workers, Gary's roofing business might hit its...
Except when I hit manage all comments, I get a 404.
All hands on deck to make this happen.
Huh.
Put me on another job next week.
It's time to hide.
That's weird. A 404.
The moment you sponsor a job on
We want to help people. As I said, I'm not trying to convince people of anything.
Times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to
Turn that down a little. I mean, does it sound okay?
No. Well, that's yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Terms and conditions apply.
Newsmax TV is the biggest thing on cable news, with shows including Dick Morris, Rudy Giuliani, Michelle Malkin, Time in Itself, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, and more. Every night, watch Newsmax's #1 show, Greg Kelly Reports. Greg Kelly tells you the truth about Trump. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your guide or tell your operator you want Newsmax. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax TV. And download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. It's free, so get Newsmax TV anytime, anywhere.
K-How News Time, 11:03.
Denver Motor Vehicle and Title Registration offices reopened today for in-person service for the first time since they closed back in November. Julie Smith with Denver's Department of Finance said most services can be taken care of online or through the mail, but there are some things customers need to do in person.
Primarily, we're looking at assigned VIN number processes where we have to verify the VIN on the vehicle, title transactions, tiny home title establishment.
Tiny home titles. How cute.
Any kind of title transfer.
Tiny freaking homes. I think that whole thing went away, don't you? You don't hear shit about tiny homes anymore, do you? They all went fucking crazy living in the tiny home.
Students will be back at their desks 5 days a week. Middle and high schools will start hybrid learning plans later this month and will work remotely in mid-time.
Hey, Tom. So now that I guess since we got a little bit of time before we come back on, how does that affect me, do you know? Or are you going to just have Gigi explain it?
Okay, it affects you in this way. You have a, if you do a bankruptcy, you're not going to be able to legally, I don't think, pay it back. But I'm going to talk to Gigi and ask.
Gold box trucks in the culprit. Their speeds are improving, but travel through there with caution.
Gotcha.
Crashes off highway. Got a wreck at 6th and Santa Fe. Got a serious crash at Colfax and Lincoln. Avoid that area if you can. Watch out for wrecks southbound Wadsworth at Stanford Avenue. That's in the Littleton Drive. Watch out for crash being cleared at Peoria and Dartmouth as well. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be mostly sunny today. Windy with a high near 54. Right now it's partly cloudy in Denver, and we're sitting at 47. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How.
If you're driving less, you could be saving more on car insurance. With pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate, pay for the miles you drive and save on the miles you don't. Call a local Allstate agent and get a quote now.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, even replacement windows and doors. Have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Hi, I'm Todd Cicchini. You know,
there's our audio being picked up here.
And Tom,
our audio being picked up here.
All my quick question.
Yes.
If worst came to worst, and I couldn't go through with the bankruptcy due to like having to pay Dan Couch back for the car. What would happen with all the money that I paid towards the bankruptcy? I'm guessing that just all goes down the toilet, right?
You want honesty? No, if they don't. If you pay them and they don't use it, no.
How much did he pay
I'm
him?
trying to figure out what would happen because if anything, I would I know that I still need to get rid of the debt, so it would only take me till next year around this time to pay Dan Kaplan's back. So then I would only have to wait a year and then just declare bankruptcy next year. But I don't know how that would work out. I'm just gonna see what Gigi says.
800-362-8370.
He can simply give him money afterwards. He doesn't have to pay it. I gotta come to so much more. He can simply give him money. Just have the kindness of you ask for.
30K How is now available on multiple platforms and
Why couldn't
thousands of devices.
I can go bankrupt today and give you money tomorrow if I want to.
KHOW.com. It's your chance to win $1,000.
Cash to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's cash to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the
Wonderful bathroom renovations, especially what they call the wet space, the shower tub area. You can do a beautiful walk-in shower, no curb, so you can have, if you have disabilities, it's wonderful. You can put in special grab bars, whatever. Or, of course, you just want a beautiful shower of any kind, or a tub, or a walk-in tub, whatever you want. He has financing, special discounts for seniors and veterans. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Don't get a nightmare when it comes to remodeling. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. I got an email and an expert on to answer it. Gigi Wink is up. Gigi, I have an email here. I want to go by this scenario. Somebody was buried in debt. They want to do a bankruptcy, a Chapter 7. They got a personal loan from a friend for $5,000, and they bought a car. They want to pay their friend back. What happens now? Does that complicate a bankruptcy?
Yes. In a way, well, if they haven't started paying the friend back, then no. They have to include it. You have to include all of your debt when you file. So they would get a discharge on this loan that the friend would no longer owe their friend money. However, you can pay back anyone you want after a bankruptcy.
Oh.
That's up to you.
So you just include the debt in the bankruptcy, and can you say to the friend, listen, I have to include this in the bankruptcy, but I'm going to reaffirm it?
You don't need to reaffirm it. You just say, I'm going to pay you. And then you start, once your bankruptcy is done, you start paying them. Or once your meeting of
so in other words,
is done,
then it really doesn't affect a bankruptcy.
Unless you're already paying them.
Why does that complicate things?
Because that could be what is called a preference. And that comes up a lot when you're repaying a family member or a friend.
What do you mean if you're already, what does that mean if you're already repaying them?
If he already made payments, the trustee could claw that money back possibly.
Yes, as a preference. You're preferring one creditor over another. And that is just kind of
So if they clawed that money, back, it would just mean he'd have to start paying them back over again.
Yeah, if he wanted to. Now, legally, you don't have to because it's discharged in your bankruptcy. When it becomes a problem is if it's your family member, they go back a year.
Okay.
A year's worth.
According to this email, his payments start in February.
So if he files the bankruptcy before he starts paying that person back, he will just include them as a creditor. They'll get notice of the bankruptcy, but he can pay after the bankruptcy.
Okay, and after the bankruptcy, if you pay back your friend, it's not considered preferential?
Nope, because it's all done. Your bankruptcy is like a snapshot in time, and they're going to look at the payments you've made.
But I have another question.
What you own.
I have another weird question then. What if you use that $5,000 to buy a car?
That's fine.
Is the car going to be taken from you?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
This is not a secured debt, right? So if it's just
but I'm talking about the trustee. Are you allowed to keep a car through bankruptcy?
Up to $7,500 and up to 2 vehicles.
Oh. Up to $7,500 in equity.
Yes, and up to 2 motor vehicles.
But not $7,500 each.
That's right. Unless you're a married couple, then you each get $7,500.
So, if this guy bought a car, presumably it's not worth $7,500. Therefore, he gets to keep the car, and he can include the debt, but say to his friend, look, I have to file bankruptcy. You're going to have to be included, but I'm going to pay you back anyway.
That's it.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Gigi Wink, by the way, can give you advice as well. 303-410-1720 when she's not here, winkandwink.com. We'll take your calls or emails for her if you have it. Now, Patrick called with a very interesting problem. Patrick called and said, I was remodeling my home, redoing the basement, and I needed to upgrade the HVAC. I called a company, and they did not sell me a furnace, but they relocated it and put a booster fan in and different things. But where they relocated it was unacceptable. Isn't that right, Patrick?
That's correct.
Okay. They relocated it in a hallway that blocked 2 bedrooms and a bath.
And you have those pictures in email now, Tom.
And we have those pictures that you sent us. I'm going to look for them. But here's what I want to find. Here's what I want to know. I'm looking at it. Okay, so far I see that. I'm looking for the one. Oh, I see. Wow. It is in the hallway, and you got to squeeze through the door there. It's weird. Okay.
To the bathroom, yeah.
Okay. And you said that they did not tell you it was going there. They misled you and said it was going somewhere else.
That's correct.
We called the company, and they said that they showed you where it was going, and you approved it.
Well, he asked for them to move it there, Tommy.
That's what they say.
But the real kicker is...
Yeah. Here's 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
The real kicker. This happened 5 years ago. Patrick.
And their place was all under construction, Tommy.
And it was under construction at the time. Patrick, I can't help you after 5 years. This has been in place 5 years. Why did it take you this long to start complaining?
This is why I was trying to tell you that I've been sick for the last 4.5, going through kidney
You couldn't use
failure.
a phone?
No one could help you.
Have you ever been through dialysis or kidney failure?
No, but it's 5 years old.
We can't help you, man. Listen, for breach of contract or anything, there is no extension because you were sick. I can't, Patrick, I can't help you. But so you got better 6 months ago?
I just got on dialysis 6 months ago.
And
3 months ago.
Okay.
And I am flipping so much better now.
I understand. So you could not deal with this for 4.5 years.
That's correct.
That's really too bad, man. And you're dealing with it now. Are you selling your house? What's going on with your house now?
No, I would like to finish my remodel.
Okay. Patrick, I don't know what to tell you, man. 5 years. I mean,
now, if I have permits pulled, I have a quick question then. If I have permits pulled for every single thing I've done in this house.
Yeah.
Since we moved in here in 2013, and we asked them to pull a permit and they didn't, why would they do that?
Well, I'm going to say something, Patrick. I can't, if you want to go for breach of contract or fraud, I mean, it's over. I don't know what to tell you, man. Patrick, first of all, I don't know about the permit. Why didn't they pull a permit? Are you sure they didn't pull a permit? Let's ask them why they didn't pull a permit. Maybe because they weren't required to, because it wasn't installing new. I don't know.
Or maybe because it couldn't pass because of the location.
They didn't even sell it to him.
You know, this is a furnace you already had.
Wait, what does that mean?
Larry at L&L said they didn't even sell the furnace. They were just asked to move it when they were doing ductwork there for the remodel.
They moved his existing.
That's not what I asked them to do.
Well, they moved your existing furnace, is what you're saying.
Correct, and they could have sold us a new one.
But they didn't.
And we would have bought it.
Well, but they didn't.
Yeah,
that tells me they weren't trying to hose you. Patrick, I'm sorry, man. Listen, you might want to hire an attorney or something. I don't see any way we can help you here. And it's not because we don't want to. I mean, it's been 5 years. 5 years.
It's a hell of a thing to leave out.
Well, except that he said he was sick. Listen, man, I can't believe that every waking moment of every single day, he was so sick for 5 full years.
Well, just paying him at the end of doing the job, I don't understand if it wasn't in the right place.
Oh, hey, I never even thought of that. Patrick, did you... I'm not listening to what, Patrick?
Okay, because when I went back after them, just, after I started feeling better, I said, hey, what can we do about this? They said, well, we can come back out, but you never paid us.
You never paid them?
I never paid them. That's what they said. And I'm sorry, but if I didn't pay them, why wouldn't they put a lien on my house?
Because they're nice. So now you're complaining because they didn't put a lien on your house?
And you never paid them.
I paid them, Tom.
Do you have proof? Do you have proof of payment?
Yes.
Send it to us. Send us your proof of payment. I don't even know what I can do with this. He says we're not listening. I listened to everything you said. I can't help you.
It's 5 years.
Now listen. You talk to the landlady. I want to come back and talk about it. She locked this woman out saying she abandoned the place. Shannon said, I never abandoned the place.
Supposedly.
And now, because there's a freeze on the eviction, maybe a lot of people are getting locked out. Maybe this is a sneaky way to get around the law. We'll see. Coming back.
From UFOs to government conspiracies, the world is full of the stuff they don't want you to know.
Stuff they don't want you to know. Here's where it gets crazy. If you found a GPS device on your vehicle, would you remove it or would you just leave it? No, you put it on another vehicle. That's obvious. Each episode dives deep into the world's strangest topics, from hidden history to the bleeding edges of science and beyond. Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to.
All right, here you go. Pull along, short.
Or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're in an automobile accident or injured in any way, you need a personal injury attorney, maybe, maybe not. To find out, call John Fuller and get free legal advice. Now, people often wonder what I mean by that. I mean just that. Call him. He'll talk to you about your injury. He'll let you know if he thinks he can help you or if you have a case or if it's collectible. All of these questions free of charge. And if you hire him, no money out of pocket. He works on contingency. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. John Fuller on my referral list at referrallist.com. How much time do I have?
People are eligible for a lower.
You have about 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Listen, if I don't come back to the story, I just...
But I hope you understand, even if the process takes a little bit longer, you should not miss out. You can't afford to miss out because rates this low can save you up to, $1,000 a month plus tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. That kind of savings can help make a significant impact on your budget. Money that you could use for a new car, vacation, pay a doctor's bill, send a kid to school. And I know just the people that help, my friends at American Financing. They're a family-owned mortgage lender known for putting you first, listening to what you want and customizing a loan to achieve your goals. They work evening and weekends to fit your schedule. There's never any pressure, never any obligation, and never an upfront fee. So if you're ready to start saving some serious money, call American Financing. 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 122334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and when I got into the mortgage business in 1996, I never thought we'd see interest rates that began with a 2. That's right. 30-year fixed rates right now at 2.625% with an APR of 2.701% by calling Ideal Home Loans at 303-867-7000. Imagine refinancing your home and never having to worry about it again. That's how low rates are right now. You can consolidate bills, you can pay off debt, you can get cash out for home improvements. You can even go to a shorter term and save yourself 6 figures in payments and interest. Don't miss out on the lowest rates that we have ever seen. And thanks to our digital technology platform, we can keep you home and safe through this entire process. To find out more, call us at 303-867-7000. That's 867-7000 or online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-ID. Research Raccoon is the easy and affordable way to get smarter about your customers. Whether you need a new name for your business or launching a new product or don't even know what questions to ask, Research Raccoon can pull U.S.-based customers that day, giving you clean data to help you decide. No matter the size of your business, Research Raccoon gives you the tools to learn at an affordable price. So move with confidence with Research Raccoon. Visit researchraccoon.com to learn more. Research Raccoon. Fast results with big data.
What can help you take advantage of today's low mortgage rates and save money? You can save hundreds of dollars every month by refinancing with Rocket Mortgage at today's near historic low rates. If your current rate is over 4%, with today's low rates, you could lower your payment by over $150 a month, saving thousands in interest every year. With a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, you can consolidate and pay off high-interest debt. Tackle home
Homeowners experiencing pipe leaks or low water pressure? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? These are signs of pipe failure due to old corroded pipes.
You know, when this building's not open, it has a whole different vibe. It's like more fun.
Pipe specialists.
Don't you think?
Your home until after 2 days.
This building has a more fun vibe when it's not open. When do you think everything will come back? The end of the year?
No.
I agree. I think we're going through a whole year of this.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
And people are
windy,
fucking
but
tired.
somewhat mild day today. The high 52 degrees, but winds can gust over 40 miles.
Worse, I think people get used to it.
Some high country snow. I'm Fox 31 weather meteorologist Brooks Carter.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. With Allstate.
Is it like psychological? People know we're back. I mean, the lines are always better. Is that like
save today?
I think so.
You've never been in better.
We talked over each other a lot, man. It's hard fucking doing that too remote. They got a delay, we got a delay.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. You're Troubleshooter 303.
I know that we had a problem with the guy and his furnace 5 years ago. People, no matter what the problem is, never wait. Never. Wait maybe a couple of weeks or something. But if you wait years, there's very little we can do about it.
Do you think we'll see the payment proof he said he's sending?
I want him to send proof
lunch?
of payment.
I'll bet you lunch we never get it.
All right. All right. Now, this woman says she had 2 roommates. They moved out. She was paid up till the end of November, did not pay December. She was coming and going one day. Her key didn't work. She was locked out, the apartment empty. Landlord claims she abandoned it. Landlord claims nothing was in the apartment. Meanwhile, Shannon says, I lost everything. Now, this is a terrible story. I don't think Shannon will call up and make up that whole lie. So we called the landlady and said, look, you got a problem. Because we're going to help Shannon get an attorney, possibly maybe an attorney who will work on contingency. I don't know. Maybe we can get someone to take this for her. Because she might be able to collect. But anyway, what happened, Suzanne?
So I spoke with Barb. She pretty much said everything Shannon said was untrue, and she has a break lease letter from one of the other tenants that they were all breaking the lease and leaving.
Oh, man.
Oh, because she said she had multiple roommates on the lease. So what happens if one of them did send the landlord saying, hey, we're leaving, we're splitting?
Did your roommates think you were leaving?
No, they didn't. They sent that letter to her well after they were already long gone. That didn't even happen until months or more
Shannon,
after they had already moved out.
Listen, what I would do is forego the $25,000. I don't know how much you lost or how much you need.
Yeah, what are your damages?
If you could do small claims court, it's much easier. You sue her for $7,500. You go to small claims court and just tell your story. That's all you have to do to a judge. You don't have to have a line of evidence, and I mean you have to have some proof. But your proof is that she has to be able to prove it. You know, you didn't sign any letter saying you're leaving.
But what's the value of the furniture?
You can argue that lease. I'm assuming. What?
It's literally everything I have, so it's not just furniture, it's my whole life.
Yeah, but you're going to have to sue for a value.
This woman said that the apartment was empty. Suzanne, was she sticking to that?
Oh, yeah, she's sticking to her guns, Tom. She says, come after her.
Shannon, this landlady sounds like a real jerk. Does she have an apartment house? Where is that apartment house? Where is it?
She lives literally 2 doors down from me. It's a 1-level 4 units, but they're all connected. So it's a neighbor, and then her house. She literally lives in the same building as I do.
What's the address?
It's 719 Aztec Drive, apartment B.
No, I don't want to get... listen.
Who cares? She's out.
I know, but I don't want people doing anything. Here's what I want to do. I want to help you go to small claims court if you can go, if $7,500 would help, but that's the limit. If you want to sue for more, you got to go to county court. Maybe we can get an attorney to do a contingency, but that's a lot.
I don't know what they get.
Well, she can, listen, she obviously had stuff in her apartment. She's going to have to make an inventory list of what she had.
I think what she's saying is pictures. And
I have photographs. I have everything.
That kind of stuff.
No, do you have proof of what was in the apartment?
Yes, because the stuff that I was selling online, my phone logs where the pictures are being taken from and at what time, and I have pictures showing the background, like my walls and my carpet and my everything. I mean, I have multiple witnesses, including my brother's girlfriend who had just loaned me her brand new camera. I mean, it was a $1,200 Canon camera that's gone. My laptops are gone. Literally everything. And I have multiple witnesses who've been inside my home, including a church organization who helped donate some of the furniture that was in the home.
So were you in the process of leaving?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. She had said to me, her last words to me were, I'm going to terminate the lease that has all of you on it and draw up a new one that has just you on it. That was literally the last of the conversation in regards to me being there or not. And she said, I know things are hard for you right now. You feel like you're going to stay up here. And I said, absolutely. This is my first home I've ever had of my own since my divorce, and I'm not leaving it. And so she said, there's a certain charge per day for the late fee, and that was it. That was the end of the conversation. There was never any more talk of eviction.
When
leaving.
was that conversation?
That conversation was in the end of last week of November, I would say, because my birthday was on the 25th, and it was after my birthday. But
I believe this woman. I don't know. I just believe that she didn't just abandon the place and get rid of all her stuff.
I have proof of everything. Like I said, I have photographs. I have physical witnesses.
I wonder what that letter said, though, someone else sent.
If you have all that proof, you should win in court.
You should. Now, hold on. Here's what I want to know, though. Will $7,500 cut it for small claims court?
I mean, if I have to do something in order to not have to walk away with nothing, then that's what I'll do. But it's just so tough to say, to have to start all over again with literally nothing, and I don't have family that can help. My family isn't in a position to be able to help. So for me, it's like I'm literally out on the street in the cold when 3 weeks ago I had a home, had everything I needed.
Do we have someone that can take it to county court for $25,000 and on a contingency? She's got photographs. Listen, the burden of proof isn't on this woman. The burden of proof is on the landlady.
What if she has a break lease letter like she said?
Okay, hold on a second. I'll guarantee you that lease was made out to each one of them, and each one was totally responsible, meaning she cannot assume a letter from one is a letter from all. I'm sorry, because it depends on how that lease was written. But we should at least get her some advice, someone to look over that. Ask Brad if he would at least look over the lease. And then ask the landlady, I know what.
No matter what, though, you're still going to have to prove damages. She's not going to get, emotional suffering.
Hold on a second. Who says? Well, who said? Hold on.
I don't know. I guess I don't know what the law says.
And then the other one is this. How about this? This woman had all her stuff in there.
Yeah.
She's got people who can testify to what was there. Yeah. She has former tenants that were there. I don't know.
I'm just saying I doubt she had over $7,500 worth of stuff. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why we would go to county court.
Collectibles. I sold it.
I understand the pictures, the collectibles, but there's still a dollar value.
That's true. There is still a dollar value. Suzanne, I would like to ask the landlady in a very nice way to avoid all this. Let's look at that letter. Can she send us a copy of the break lease letter if she's so confident?
Good idea.
If she won't send it, then she's a liar, in my opinion. How about that? Hold on.
Well, and
what?
The lawyer that I spoke with that was hoping to be able to take the case pro bono hasn't agreed yet, but has just advised me that based on the information that he's been given, he's looked up every in and out.
Shannon, I think that the burden is on her. I don't think you have much of a burden except what Mark said, documenting damages. The fact that she said you abandoned it, she can't just say that. I mean, any landlord should say that.
She's a jerk. It sounds like if you're telling the truth, the woman sucks.
Now, but you would have to document. You would have to document damages. That's the only problem.
And my assumption, it's under $7,500, just because she said the church donated the furniture.
Right, but I mean, I had an entire binder full of signed, autographed, authenticated, certified rookie cards from 80.
Did you have them insured?
You may have a tough time documenting all that. Did you have renter's insurance?
No.
Well, a lot of people may question why you didn't insure that stuff. Hold on. Just hold on, all right? We're going to take other calls and come back to you. We're going to try to get Brad to look at that. But I want to challenge the landlady to send us that letter. I want to see it. Now, Gigi Wink, winkandwink.com, bankruptcy attorneys, an email here. They said, you said, yes, Tom, I can keep a car, $7,500. Does it matter if that car or truck is used in business?
Oh, if it's used in business, it can be exempted as a tool of the trade. And for your primary source of income, that exemption is $30,000.
Now, does that include the vehicle and all the tools?
Yes. So sometimes, we're looking, and if you've got tools that are going to take up that whole 30, then we would use the 7,500 for the vehicle.
I get it.
But if you can't double dip on those exemptions. So it's either going to have to fit under tools or it's going to have to fit under motor vehicle.
So exemptions in a bankruptcy, very important. That's why you need the advice of winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. We have more coming up.
This is Denver's talk station.
Art Granite in about a minute. Also, Tom, I had a question.
I did an Art of Granite. Let him do it.
All right, but there's a Larson. It says it's a 0 in the log, but it says play live recording. You've never done a Larson.
No, they never, and they do. They absolutely, for compliance, do not. It's in there. It's a 1 minute. I did it.
I have one in there right now. I have like a 30-second one in there right now.
No. I've never done a 30. I've only done 1 minute for that whole. They might have one. I don't know.
I got the 1 minute sitting right here.
Pages, so that's good news.
This is one show.
Wadsworth and Stansford Avenue in the Little.
Should say something about New Year, I think.
And that crash off highway at Peoria and Dartmouth, that's gone as well. Weather forecast. Well, it's going to be mostly sunny and windy today with a high near 54. But tonight it'll be blustery overnight, a low of 23. Right now, few clouds, 51. Impact traffic weather. 630 K-House.
If you're driving less,
all right, Mark, here you go. Art of Granite short coming up about 10 seconds.
Pay per mile insurance from Allstate. Pay for the
When I needed some granite in our kitchen, and when I needed some granite in our mudroom, and when I needed new countertops and cabinets in our bathroom upstairs, you know who I called? theartofgranite.com. Mitch Floria, he's a great guy. In fact, he has been with us on the referral list for over 10 years. He runs a great business. If you want the nicest, the best countertops, the best cabinets at the best pricing, check out theartofgranite.com.
Now, an important note regarding COVID-19 tax relief. Many of us have suffered the effects of COVID-19 personally and financially. Many businesses will close permanently. Believe me, you're not alone if some of your bills have gone unpaid. And especially stressful are the IRS matters, many of them coming to a head after last year's delayed filings. But tax bills are not going away. That's why you need to contact my friends Ron and Jack Larson at LarsonTaxRelief.com. 844-LARSON-TAX. The Larson brothers and their team of experts are specialists in emergency and long-term tax relief. LARSON tax or LarsonTaxRelief.com.
2020 is over. We can all breathe a huge sigh of relief for that. And we can look forward to 2021 because the puzzle game Best Fiends is now better than ever with exciting new levels, challenging new puzzles, and the cutest new characters. No wonder it has over 100 million downloads. Celebrate the new year by playing over 5,000 levels of the best puzzle game out there. Download Best Fiends for free from the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. Play Best Fiends. Download free.
Are you curious when you should take Social Security? This is Kurt Cambier. Visit my website now for your free Social Security analysis at KurtCambier.com. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Kurt with a K, Cambier.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Your timeshare sits empty. Travel restrictions and quarantine is the new normal. Over and over you have heard, we are all in this together.
Meanwhile,
Hey, why is there a $430 charge for QuickBooks?
mortgage and assessment fees amounting to thousands of dollars per year
Sign your card.
for nothing. Start the freedom process. Let Timeshare Freedom Group free you from your overpriced, unavailable timeshare. Thousands have done it. Now it's your turn. The leaders in the industry, Timeshare Freedom Group, has decades of
What is it?
canceling
It says QuickBooks, $430 fucking dollars.
On the major radio? That's your card.
I wonder what the fuck it is.
Can you click on it yet?
Timeshare in 2020. Start the freedom process.
Okay, let me log into our different QuickBooks. Maybe you paid for a year on one of them.
Shouldn't be that fucking much, but okay.
48 cancel. That's
That is a lot of money.
It's ridiculous.
855 48 cancel.
Timeshare Freedom Group, we set you free.
If you're in chronic pain, you must learn about Colorado Pain Care, founded by local doctors, recognized by Medicare, Medicaid, workers' comp, and most insurance. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, urging you to call for your individualized treatment plan. Safe use of medications, high-tech nerve blocks, ablations, and stimulation, regenerative medicine, and physical therapy. Colorado Pain Care. You don't have to leave. 303-GOT-PAIN. ColoradoPainCare.com.
Rates are like a roller coaster lately. Are you concerned about the future and how to protect your home? Do you want to become mortgage safe? Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage. With home values still at their highest level ever and rates at historic lows, now may be the best time to be prepared if the economy changes. Last time, many of our friends lost their home when it was unnecessary. Take AIM, 720-895-0500. Many of our clients have the ability to tap their equity should the economy change, all without having to borrow the money now. We can show you how to access your equity in these uncertain
Andy, Mark Major.
peace of
Hey,
mind. and a lot
Hey,
of-
this guy was telling me that you even saw on the car history that he did it. I mean, is he just outright lying? What's he saying?
We're locally operated since 2001. Our reputation, you first, are unmatched
Okay.
in Colorado. Let us help you protect your home. Take AIM, 720-895-0500, where it's all about you.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. One clear choice. Garage Doors is the place to call if you need help with your garage doors.
Class, man.
This
You can
place
do a
is
full inspection for
first class,
$80. Like if you're moving into a home, they go through all your garage doors and adjust them, make sure their safety backups are working and everything. They become your garage door company. I've done all my doors, my openers from them. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987, 720-370-3987, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Now, okay, we're working on this lockout of a tenant. I want to know if it's ever happened to anyone else. We also have Gigi Wink. She's answering questions via email, or if you want to call in, 303-713-TALK. Krista, though, she's calling in with some kind of warning I want to get to. Krista, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I just wanted to let you and I wanted to let you and your listeners know we had rented a budget rental car, and we did not think, to really check it out. We were assuming it's safe to drive.
Yeah.
And in our first stop for gas, my husband looks down, and the tires are bald, like literally bald spots.
Okay.
Not
I have a photo here. You sent a photo.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Right?
Now, why the hell did you even check? Good on you, by the way, as they say. Good on you for doing this. Why did you even check the tires?
My husband just looked down as he's putting gas in, and he noticed that he has been a mechanic before, and so he's kind of attuned to safety and things. We had to drive 4.5 hours to exchange it for another car. We're in the middle of Nebraska, and he's nerve-wracking because this thing could blow.
Now,
really,
did you exchange it or not?
We did exchange it 4.5 hours down the road, but we had to go the highway in Lincoln, Nebraska for another vehicle, which was not in great shape either, but at least it was safe. And we did continue on our journey, but of course there's the delay and there's the hold. And so I emailed corporate and I said, this is what happened to us, and we assumed that we'd have a safe vehicle. They offered us $40 off our bill, which I thought was laughable.
Well, I think it's wait. I don't think that's terrible, though. I mean, I do think it's terrible that they had a bald tire, you would think that they would be very careful about something like that. Holy crap!
Right. So I'm just wanting people to know, hey, check out your rental.
And I don't think it's just
the lot.
And I don't think it's just budget. I think that's just a good reminder, Krista. It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't. I've always say this: you can't do anything about coulda, woulda, shoulda, or what could have happened. But man, you did dodge a bullet. That thing could blow any time. And I'm going to post that. I'm going to have Mark post that picture so people can see it on our feed, Facebook and YouTube, and I'll put it up on Instagram. But wow, Krista, thank you for telling us. That is egregious, as they say. That is egregious. Suzanne.
Tom, I spoke to Barb, the landlord for Shannon again.
Yeah.
She is not willing to share that break lease letter. Said
of course she's not.
She would have to get an attorney if that's what Shannon's going to do.
Of course she's not, because she does. I don't even know if they wrote a letter. Now, Shannon, do you know if any of your roommates wrote a letter to the landlord?
I only know based off of what Barb says, which is that they did. I have never been.
Now, listen, I want to know something. That lease, you got a copy of it, right?
I did in my apartment.
Okay. Oh, you don't have it.
On my person.
Oh,
no,
my.
I never carried it on my person. It was inside my home.
We don't even have a copy. Do you have anyone you can call that used to live with you that could get you a copy of it?
I've tried reaching out. I haven't gotten any answers back yet. The actual property management itself, so I've been told, is required by law to give me a copy of my lease.
Listen, when you get a copy, call us back. Shannon, I don't know what to do other than that. We would like to take this one step at a time, but if you get the lease, we'll have somebody look at it.
Yeah. Do you know of any resources I don't know about as far as just a place to stay or food or clothes or anything that I might not know about?
That poor girl.
Oh, my God. Do you have any family, Shannon?
I do. They're in Washington State, and they work for a nonprofit, so they don't have any.
Thank God you don't have kids. Holy crap.
I do have kids. I have 4 kids.
Where are they?
Oh, my goodness.
My youngest son was with his dad in Loveland. This is going to be our first year that I had a home for him to come see me at. Was going to be this year at Christmas.
Oh, God. Jeez.
Yeah. My 2 older kids are older. They live on their own because they are older. And my 16-year-old just got brought back to the state and is literally being placed into care because I don't have a home for him to come home to.
Oh, Shannon. Dang it.
This is terrible, man. I don't know what to do here.
Do you work, Shannon?
I was working, selling my stuff online. Like, I have a legitimate website. That's really what I was doing. I have real customers. She threw away already packaged mail parcels that were to be mailed out to people they've already paid for.
You got to get a job and get some income coming in.
This woman threw I wonder if she threw it out or if she has it somewhere.
I'm definitely trying. The hard part with the job
She's
is that
saying it was empty.
have an address, and I don't have an address to give them to get the job.
God, this woman is totally desperate and destitute right now. Where'd you stay last night, Shannon?
I stayed at my brother's in Aurora. Unfortunately, he's on a lease where they have guests for too long. He can potentially lose his home, so it's just a night-by-night kind of a thing right now. I'm on a wait list for a bed at a shelter, but it takes time because you have to wait for COVID tests to come back. So day by day, second by second.
What do we do, Tom?
We got to help her. Okay, peeps. We got to help
I'm
this
willing
woman.
to help myself. So if you know of anyone who would hire me with no address, I'm bilingual. I'm hardworking. I can work any hours.
What do you do, Shannon? What do you do?
Normally, I did office administration type work before I was the stay-at-home mom that led to where I am now. Bilingual in Spanish. I can read it, write it, speak it in 6 different languages. I am completely hardworking. I'm fluent with Microsoft Suites. I just need someone to give me a break. I just need help up.
I know, Shannon. We hear you. We hear you.
I really appreciate you guys trying to help me with anything. I really do.
We need to reach out to some peeps that can do some research here to get her some emergency housing. And then we need to get her a job. I mean, we need to help her. Listen, this woman, I believe this woman. I believe her. I believe her. I mean, can you imagine being totally out? Listen, we're gonna do something here. Hold on. Hold on here, Shannon. Just hang on.
I can't.
Hold on, just hold on. What is your comment, Lewis?
Hi, Tom. Good morning. In reference to this lady, usually when you do a contract with an apartment complex, you have to provide them a lot of your information. That information sometimes entails an email. They might have sent her a contract through her email address.
Okay, we can try to check that too. We got to take this quick break. Hang on.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear news and talk that impacts your life.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
I hear desperation. I hear troops.
Available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, let's go. Mountain. So if you got a plan to travel in the high country, you might want to give yourself plenty of time. Back in town, got a crash off highway at Arapahoe and Lima. That's between Havana and Peoria. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be sunny and windy today with a high of 55. Right now, 51. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
With Allstate, you can really save.
All right, Mark, here you go. 10 seconds till 888 heat.
Find out just how much you can save today. Allstate, you've never been in better hands.
A great HVAC company has been on a referral list for well over 5 years. It's 888 Heating, and what I love about these guys is they give you options. They'll tell you how much to fix something. They also, if they sell you a new furnace, they have economical furnaces that fits almost everybody's budget, all the way up to high-efficiency units with variable speeds that are whisper quiet like I have at my house. You got to check these guys out. If anybody gave you a bid on a furnace out there, you need to at least get a second opinion from these guys. 720-927-6888, 720-927-6888, 888heating.com.
Guys podcast. Your Spice Daily download of everything important and less than important right now.
I'm Jack. That's Miles. This is what's trending.
Lordy!
Inside these fellas would have killed for little Japanese. When you cut those kids open, you can see rings of sodium inside their DNA.
The Daily Zeitgeist podcast, dumpster diving below the surface of American culture, so you don't have to. To listen to the Daily Zeitgeist, download the free iHeartRadio app or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and when I got into the mortgage business in 1996, I never thought we'd see interest rates that began with a 2. That's right, 30-year fixed rates right now at 2.625% with an APR of 2.701% by calling Ideal Home Loans at 303-867-7000. Imagine refinancing your home and never having to worry about it again. That's how low rates are right now. You can consolidate bills, you can pay off debt, you can get cash out for home improvements. You can even go to a shorter term and save yourself 6 figures in payments and interest. Don't miss out on the lowest rates that we have ever seen. And thanks to our digital technology platform, we can keep you home and safe through this entire process. To find out more, call us at 303-867-7000. That's 867-7000. or online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-ID.
Research Raccoon can answer any question about your business for less than you think. From a new product to a small tweak on a proven winner, Research Raccoon gives you U.S.-based data.
And what do you think of that call?
Mark, I believe her.
I hear a lot of desperation in her voice.
Mark, I do, man. The woman's asking the right question. She wants to work, but she's not.
It sounds authentic.
It does to me, man.
For you. Research.
You want to check her out with a background check?
Are you suffering from
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. She's definitely going to have shit. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
Well, how do we know she's going to have shit? Well, let's find out. I mean, if she's a druggie, fuck it. No.
Okay. Let's do it. Suzanne, get her,
we got money in the charity account.
Babe, get her info, and let's run a quick background on her. I just wonder if she's already off the cliff. That's what I would.
She doesn't. Well, yeah, because that fucking woman pushed her. It's terrible.
And that woman didn't even have a good. She didn't have something to say like, "Hey, they were cooking meth or they were doing this." I mean, she basically didn't say shit except for the other roommate wrote us a letter.
I'm watching Cobra Kai. Fuck, I love it. It's a Karate Kid growing up. Did you see it?
I watched a couple.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's funny as shit.
I'm watching the third season.
You know what I'm watching, and it's driving me fucking insane. Teen Mom.
I know.
I've never watched it. It's old. I'm watching Teen Mom 2, and I want to kill these fucking girls. They date people that don't fucking work. They take them back constantly. They fucking fight with everybody that gives them something. It's like watching a fucking train wreck. And I can't stop watching it. Suzanne thinks I'm nuts. I'm watching it like fucking 5 hours each night. I'm fucking hooked on this stupid shit. Fucking Teen Mom.
Season 1, and it's been going up ever since. I'm a single mom and an essential worker. If it wasn't for Carson, my expenses would have been.
Had I had to pay the $1,500, I would have not been able to pay my rent that
moments, and then also telling relevant stories going forward.
That camera's going to be glaring with that.
Provide a comfort food at a time where I think we all need it, and it's nice that it gets multi-generational
Ralph Macchio
attention. You know, it's fathers and
What's his best movie?
daughters, and
You're going to say Karate Kid?
No,
it was that.
Season 3 surprised us. He dropped the whole Megillah, and there are some surprises.
My favorite is my cousin.
A face we may recognize. What can you tell us?
I know which one you're talking about. He was in like a music school. Not the drum one. Not Drumline, but he did one where he was in like Juilliard or something.
I don't know. I mean, some people have made
Did he do one where he
don't tell. But
you mean Benjamin Button? I don't think that was. Oh, that's Reverse.
It's kind of a fist-bumping season in that way.
He seems like, I've seen a couple interviews, he seems like a nice guy. Yeah, exactly.
And everybody loves you. We want to tell people to check out the new season of
But the Karate Kid is a fucking great movie. Great message, great everything. It was a great Mr. Miyagi.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, listen. Folks, we're doing a background check on Shannon. We always do this to see that people don't have a lot
because
of...
I mean, not that we won't want to help them, but maybe help them in a different way. But Shannon tells a story of being with 3 roommates the first time she ever had a place of her own after her divorce. She has a child, 16, I think 17 too, or whatever, but she wanted to have her first Christmas with them, but she got locked out of her apartment because her other roommates left because of the pandemic. She was paid up till December 1st. She was selling things online. They said she came back to the apartment. It was totally empty. Totally. She lived in a 4-plex, one of the 4-plex. The landlady said the place was empty when she found it abandoned and therefore locked her out. Shannon says that's not true. I had computers in there. I had stuff packaged ready to sell. I had an online business. My son was going to start visiting me, and now he has to remain in foster care. We want to believe her, and she sounds genuine. She's crying. She wants a job, but she has no address. We really can't just say, oh, have a good day. I hope all goes well with you, and hang up. Shannon.
Yes.
We want to help you. We just got to figure out a way to do it. We got to get you shelter. And
I've got my name on a list for a bed.
And we're gonna look elsewhere. We're gonna ask people that maybe have a place. We can help with money to get you a place, but you're gonna have to pay rent. We might be able to help you with a couple thousand, maybe $1,000 right away. Listen, Shannon, we don't do this often. That's why we're going to ask you, as you get on your feet later in life, that you help us help others maybe. And those listening who we've helped, maybe they'll help us help you.
I volunteer. I translate for free. I'm back to school nights at the schools. I
Shannon,
coach too.
Shannon, listen, I hear desperation. I do, because you want to work, you want to do better, you want to get a place. We got to figure out we got to figure out a shelter right away. Now, can you use your brother's address at least for a job?
Yes, I can use it in care of him for a job.
Good. So we got that. Hold on.
Started doing that.
And you have, I assume you have a cell phone that we're talking on. Is that right?
Yes, sir. And I applied for school literally just last night, and they have a tour on Monday.
Well, what's the school? Hold on. Tell me what this school is for.
It's at the Paul Mitchell School.
For what? Hair?
Become a beautician, yeah.
Okay, but who's going to pay for that? Suzanne, you have something to say? Hold on, Shannon. Suzanne?
Shannon, do you even have a license? Because I'm doing a background check, and you have something active on there.
On what? On tell me what's going on. It doesn't matter. We're trying to help her. We're not giving her less.
I don't want to embarrass her. It's just an active...
what? I mean...
An active charge from October 28th that says charges driving after revocation prohibited.
Yeah, I have a court date for that on the 19th.
Well, what's it about? Do you have a license to get a job? Can you drive?
Yes.
Hold on, Shannon, don't hang up, okay? Don't hang up. Listen, people that need help don't have a perfect life. We're going to talk to her. We're also going to talk to Chris about an unemployment issue. And then Gigi Wink, if she can hang on, I have a couple more emails.
If she can hang on, I have a couple more emails at winkandwink.com, bankruptcy attorneys. If not, we can catch her next time, but I do have a few questions for her. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around.
She said, a family like yours.
You have found out how USKids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and U.S. Council.
All right, guys.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
It is okay if you get takeout every single night. It is okay that you really don't want to do dishes. It is okay if you're scared to open the refrigerator door in fear of what is rotting inside. It is okay that a voice bot is validating your life choices through the radio. But while you're placing that delivery order, make sure it is coming from an independent restaurant, because when you support small business, more money stays in our local economy. So order an extra appetizer and visit rebootcolorado.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Ariel Resha. President Trump isn't giving up on his efforts to try and overturn the election. Tomorrow, Congress is set to certify all the electoral results, and some Republicans are planning to object to Joe Biden's victory. Vice President Mike Pence will preside over tomorrow's ceremonial session. ABC's John Carl has more from Washington.
I'm told that the president has directly raised with Pence that he expects him to effectively unilaterally overturn the results to deny Joe Biden that victory.
Here's the problem with the girl. She tells me she's got one thing on her record, a DUI from 4 years ago that she pled guilty to and handled, served her time. She's got theft charges out the ass. She's got drug charges. A lot of them been dismissed. And then the drug charge, I mean, her list is a mile long.
God.
And I said to her, other than speeding tickets, what else you have? She told me about it.
This is ABC News. An Italian airport and the country's airline are using technology to ensure safe travel.
The main Fiumicino airport here in Rome and Alitalia Airlines began Tuesday digitalizing COVID rapid antigen test results. The new digital certificate allows passengers bound for New York to present the digital proof as they board COVID-tested flights. Those were launched late last year between Rome and several hubs in the U.S. The digital travel pass helped start
hoping to attract a more diverse pool of candidates. The jobs are varied from office positions to something called a paramilitary operations officer. All the jobs require U.S. citizenship and the ability to pass security and medical checks. Ariel Reshef, ABC News.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings safe and early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, Winfield, Illinois.
What's in store this week at Staples?
A great start to the new year.
Give your business a head start on the year with everything you need to be organized and productive.
Like storage solutions, the latest tech, and office essentials like paper and ink, all at amazing prices.
And now at Staples, earn 40% back in rewards when you buy any two.
Oh, I hate to say it, man. You're a sucker. But, what? Just her. What do you think? I already know, so no, tell me. Well, you'll see it in a minute. Oh, just tell me. I don't want her fucking criminal history is a mile and a half long.
J-How News Time.
Fucking drugs, theft. Drugs.
John Ellis says he will hire a GM.
And what else? And of course, it ain't marijuana anymore. But the GM, it's 5 fucking pages long. She's bringing it in.
5 players sat out the Avalanche first practice of Family Sports in Centennial yesterday due to injuries, including road projects and other initiatives off the back burner thanks to federal aid that's filling their coffers. CDOT Executive Director Shoshana Liu.
Additional funding through the federal stimulus to welcome development these past few weeks will allow us to add some projects back in earlier this week.
CDOT will spend most of its new stimulus money repaving portions of state and federal highways. Curbside pickup for your Christmas tree in Denver started this week and runs through January 15th. Only natural trees collected. All lighting and decorations must be removed. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Larson.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Z-Quil Pure Z's.
From the Bedford Sports Traffic Center, got a big crash in the Tech Center Drive. Got a wreck on northbound I-25.
That's what I meant by what's it matter? I don't know. I mean,
Orchard at about 30 extra minutes drive time for your commute there. Got a wreck off highway being cleared at Arapahoe.
Problem is, it goes back so long.
Havana and Peoria. And up in the high country, the flakes are flying. The heavy snow falling along I-70 at the Eisenhower Tunnel.
The good news is only Georgia can vote, so we don't have all these fucking pontificators. I don't know. There are people moving into Georgia. Isn't that funny? Seriously. They had more new registered voters, I think, than ever before. Come on, Mark. I think so, yeah. No shit.
You have to be up in 5 hours. 2 hours, and you haven't slept. Vicks Z-Quil Pure Z's is a drug-free blend.
They've already had 3 million people fucking vote on this. You know how many people usually vote in a special election? Like 3.
Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep.
I think they'll turn out to vote tonight, though.
You're a moderator on the Zodiac Killer subreddit, but now you're in search of a new challenge.
Was this a mandate? Was this a backlash against Trump destination?
I think it was all the media, man. It is cheating. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's fucking crazy. I don't know what we do in the future.
The media decides what.
Facebook and Google might decide who our presidents are from now on. I mean, it's that fucking nuts.
Frank Durant, the real estate hack.
And right now, the Dems are happy with it. But let me tell you, that kind of shit can turn against you in a heartbeat. You start changing the tax code on these fucking people. Next thing you know, it goes the other way.
We send in a cleaning crew and a virtual tour crew right out there.
He has stats to prove he sells faster and for more money.
What do you think of Elway stepping down like that?
Frank Durant,
as a GM
with Remax Alliance.
What is it? He had another year on his contract, so
he took another hire off position.
No. So he took more of like a board of directors. He'll have nothing to do with picking anybody. Coaches, he literally will have nothing to do with the team anymore. He's basically just kind of sitting on a weird piece is the best way to look at it. They haven't picked yet. It's got 3 guys, and they're all good, but he had another year left on his contract is what blew me away. I mean, that ain't fucking change. I mean, I don't get it.
Well, they didn't like the performance, right?
Well, I don't know, because he stepped down. I see where you're going. Maybe it didn't go that way, huh?
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are struggling each and every day.
Sometimes to weed through this stuff, and sometimes you go home brokenhearted if you can't help enough people. So anyway, we got one problem we're working on. We got some issues with, and we're going to delve into that. We did a background check, and listen, we do that normally. We've been told a lot of stories over the years, and we just do that as a self-protection. That doesn't mean that you have to be perfect to get help with us. You don't, but you do have to be honest. We have Chris with an unemployment problem I want to get to, and then Gigi Wink, Wink and Wink, bankruptcy attorneys. Now, I know we've kept her a couple hours here answering some email questions, and I have another one, winkandwink.com, Gigi Wink. By the way, this hour brought to you by the Water Pros, and it's waterpros.net. Here's the thing, Mark. The thing about water systems, they've always been $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and they're ripoffs. Water Pros sells you exactly what you need. Under $2,000 for whole house systems. Under $2,000, and for a point of use drinking water system, $900 fully installed. So waterpros.net. Talk to Paul the Waterman.
Did you get one?
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Now they have filtration. They also have softening if you want that. And I'm convinced now softening does help plumbing because older homes start getting leaks and pinholes and minerals. Anyway, Gigi Wink, you stirred something up with exemptions. People want to know all about exemptions. So can we go through them, exemptions? Because I got too many. I got a few emails about work exemptions, others about art. What about... how
about like a family rifle that's been passed down from your great-grandfather?
Let's talk about exemptions for bankruptcy.
Yes. So, art and guns, no, not exempt, not protected. Now,
even an heirloom, Gigi, like truly a family heirloom.
Yeah. In fact, that makes it less exempt, right? Because there's just no protection for it. You have to pay to keep it. The bankruptcy exemptions are designed to give you a fresh start on the other side of bankruptcy. That's the legislative intent of that statute.
All right, so let's go through it. No guns, no art. What else?
You don't need heirlooms. But household goods, you get to exempt $3,000 per filer. So if it's a married couple, it's $6,000.
What is a household good?
Furniture, appliances, electronics, basically everything in your house that isn't jewelry or clothing, because those have their own separate.
So furniture, electronics, like home computers and all that?
Computers, refrigerators. Now, it's at garage sale prices, right? It's not what you get if you have renter's insurance or homeowners. It's what it would bet on the market.
All right. So you get to keep $3,000 each in household goods.
At garage sale prices.
All right.
Yeah.
What else?
You get to keep, and then there's another funky little exemption Colorado has for food and fuel. So that'd be like if you have propane or you've been stockpiling because of COVID. You get $600 at resale value for food and fuel. That's just a funky little one.
Okay, what else?
You also get to keep $1,500 of your personal library. And the way I interpret that in 2021 is your library is your books, your music, your games, that kind of stuff. And it also includes like family photos, which I don't think really have any value. But
what about, what about household tools? Is that part of appliances and
part of, yeah, unless you're using them for work. So now there's two different tools of the trade exemptions. One is if it's your primary source of income, that $1,000 we talked about earlier on the call. The other is if it's a secondary source of income. If it's your side gig, then you get $10,000 for that.
So tools for primary is how much?
30.
30 or 10,000 for a side gig.
Yes. And then we talked about the vehicles. Now, the thing that's also important on the vehicle, if you are over 60 or you have a disabled family member, like a child or an elderly parent that lives with you, that goes up to $12,500 per filer for up to 2 vehicles. So the disabled or elderly exemption for the vehicles expands, and then we've talked a lot over the years about the home equity exemption, the homestead exemption. That goes from 75 to 105 of equity if you're over 60 or disabled or have a disabled family member.
Wow. So there's a lot to know, and that's why we recommend you get help. winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. Now, let's talk about Chris and unemployment. Chris, tell me what's going on, Chris. Hold on. Let me bring you up here. Okay, Chris, go ahead. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Tom?
Yes.
So I'm having some unemployment issues. I got let go from my job in February, and we were told to go on unemployment. Well, I've been on unemployment, and then they stopped it without telling me or anything, and I went to go apply again like you're supposed to every 2 weeks, and I couldn't. And so for 3 months I was trying to get back to it.
Why were you taken off? Did it expire?
I don't know. They didn't give me a reason. They just said...
Were you an ordinary W-2 employee?
Yep.
Hold on. A regular W-2 employee went on in February, and when did it discontinue?
No, I went on in April.
April. When did it discontinue?
It stopped in August, and then I didn't know why, and I kept reapplying like I was supposed to, but then it kept saying I couldn't. I couldn't even try to file a new claim, an existing claim. It wouldn't allow me. And so then I finally got a hold of somebody, and they said, well, you have to make an appointment. You have to dial in your name, you have to tell them your phone number, and then you have to give them a code, and then they give you an appointment time, and that was a month and a half. It was like 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
So that was November. Well, then they reimbursed me for all that time that they shut me off, and then I just got reinstated, and then they shut me off again. Right
Okay, good. But what I say good is, right now you're only missing from what time to what time?
Since November.
Okay, that's good. It's not. At least we don't have to go back to August. I'm telling you what, Suzanne is keeping a file here. She's got 2 names. We're going to add yours for when we get Phil Spessart on next week from unemployment to go right to the horse's mouth, as they say.
Right. So what do I do in the meantime? Because what happened after I got off the phone?
Well, you keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you're doing, but really, not much is going to. I can't promise you much is going to happen until we get it right to the right people. But we will. Right. We will. We will get this to the right people.
And then the problem is that it seems kind of odd and funny, and this happened to another lady too. Right after they got off the phone with me, and they're to send me my new PIN because, I've been scammed before. I had to get a new PIN in the mail. Well, mail came, and my ex-husband, because I live with him, gave me the mail, and I opened it. Didn't think, anything of it. And, whoops, I didn't mean to open somebody else's mail, but I was waiting for my PIN that comes from unemployment. And it was somebody else's.
Wait,
well, then
wait. It was sent to your address?
With somebody else's name on it.
That's okay. See, that's more and more scams going on.
Yep. And then what happened is a week later, I got a crap ton of mail with everybody's names on it at my address. It only happened right after I got that phone call from unemployment. I'm not the only one. I saw.
I know. It has nothing to do with that phone call.
Yeah,
though. I mean,
it does nothing.
A ton of them.
There are 2 different things going on. This scam.
So what do I do with all these bank cards that keep coming and TransUnion reports that keep coming?
You shred them. Here's the thing, okay, Chris? You may have been caught up in some of the scams, but we're going to get it straightened out. Suzanne, Phil Spessart, put her on the list too. That is Chris. That's what we can do now. Dean wants to help Shannon. First, I want to talk to Shannon after this break about what we found and what we think we can do, or we're going to ask some questions. People, this is a show about help. It's also a show about investigation, and it's also a show about truth. And look, not everyone's perfect. We know that. We found some stuff on Shannon's background we'll go over. We want to help her. We want to see if you want to help. Get your opinion on it and more coming up.
Computer hacking is all over the news, and our personal information is everywhere. But our biggest risk isn't credit card fraud. No. Identity thieves are targeting our homes. They literally target our homes.
For what, Mark? Pick up a mobility scooter someone wants to donate. Works fine, Dad.
You won't know until non-payment notice.
Although that's strange right
Home
now.
Title Lock is your best defense. Register now to see if your home's title has been compromised. Visit Home Title Lock.
I got a neighbor with one. The problem is it's all the way up in the room.
HomeTitleLock.com. Promo code radio.
Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. I've been saying that for years because I represent Ideal Home Loans and Brent Ivinson because I believe in them. They really have your best interest at heart. First of all, they have salary-based loan officers. Loan officers are not incentivized to get you into an expensive loan. In fact, they're incentivized to get you into the best loan for you. They have lower costs and lower rates than most others because they're direct mortgage lenders, but you can only find that out by shopping. And they're able to do the interest rate guarantee, which means they will refinance you free of charge. Free of charge if rates go down even by 0.75% over the next 2 years, and each time you close, you get another guarantee. I love these guys, and they have the custom term. That means you can pick whatever term you want. 15 years, 18 years, 23 years, whatever you want. All applications and processing done in-home. That means in-house for them. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. All right, this next message is very important. You might be in pain. You might be on pain meds. They're not looking to yank your pain meds away, but they're looking to make you pain-free and to get you off of pain meds. That's Colorado Pain Care. Don't accept pain as your new normal. Get back to your normal life. Colorado Pain Care is founded by Colorado physicians, and what they're hoping to do is find long-term, world-class care for you. They are privately owned, not a big hospital system, but they work with most Medicare, Medicaid, workers' comp, and insurance, okay? So make sure you call them. It's Colorado Pain Care. I'm going to give you the information. They understand pain management. It's an intricate, customized plan just for you. That includes physical therapy, emotional therapy, interventional procedures, epidural, steroid injections, nerve blocks. They even have medications, of course, with the goal of keeping you pain-free and getting off meds eventually. And also, they have cutting-edge regenerative options. Why don't you call them? 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN. I urge you to do it. I was living with pain. No more. ColoradoPainCare.com.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our words will treat you right at Dunn. Hi, I'm Todd Chikini. My dad started making that pledge in the radio when I was no more than 12 years old. He's taught me all my working life that what we do is not rocket science. Our success simply comes from treating people as we'd like to be treated. And this is Dan Chikini. Todd's totally correct. We know that you want one job.
Dean sounds like he's married, but I didn't ask. But he's like, we have renters moving out at the end of the month. She can move into our place. She needs the rental, and if she needs a place in the meantime, she can stay with us. I said, well, maybe you want to hear the background and all that first. So that's how I coordinated it.
And she has no job.
And she's got no job, but that she can get.
Can she drive or no?
That I don't know.
It says it's revoked. Yeah, I don't want to get
So, but did you look at the charges that she pled guilty to, Mark?
Yes, I know what they are.
Yeah. This is an old one, so that's fair.
Yeah,
it was a theft.
No, but that's the problem. It matters.
She says all she had was a DUI.
What's that, Mark? It's 15 years of in trouble.
This is driving under restraint, 2019.
What was it? Driving
under restraint. Charges contraband possession 1. She pled guilty to 2019.
These are all good.
And charges of controlled substance 2000. When she told me all I would find is a DUI.
And then driving under restraint.
So who knows what she was trying to sell, guys?
That's 720-895-0500. We are locally owned and operated.
All she did was print the actual one she pled guilty to.
And listening are unmatched in Colorado. Let us help you protect your home. Take aim, 720-895-0500, where it's all about you.
Hey everybody out there, this is Big Al. Missing out on life because of nagging or debilitating back pain? Well, that's no good. Man, the neck pain, that can drive you crazy. Call Spine One. There was one-stop comprehensive spine.
Sometimes it just doesn't matter, though. You know what I mean?
Your back, joint pain, stop relying on tactical medication. Or relying maybe so call Spine One once again at 303-367 back. That's 303.
It sucks. It's such a long history of shit, though.
At Ping
Theft and
Business
drugs.
Solutions,
It's not a good.
So I'm gonna write one more email to
I know who you're saying.
to them, and then I'm going to let you know tomorrow. I'm just gonna
Copy me and
Next-generation
just write the comments to do.
and then as soon as you give me the okay, I'll write them an email.
I'm gonna find copies.
If you're ready to communicate more and better with your customers, contact Pin Business Solutions at 866-233-5705 for a complimentary.
You do have a signed agreement, though, right? With them.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has tested.
Do you have the referral list agreement?
Will not coach against the Steelers in their playoff.
If they're on referral list, I have the
Broncos
agreement.
begin their search for a general manager today after
I can't think of any exceptions I made on that.
And Colorado State men's
I'm gonna
basketball
make sure we
team
got
has
yours
come
on.
back in them as the Aztecs beat the Rams on Monday. Rams superstar David Roddy was named the Mountain West Player of the Week. I'm Katie Hackran.
Get in on all this week's action. Back on about
And you know what the good news is?
Intercode Sports during sign-up to try DraftKings.
It would be the agreement would be at the original amount, by the way.
For free. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com
What's that, sir?
for details.
The agreement would be at the original amount as well. So I'll go after whatever the original amount is. If we have to go after it. Yeah, of course. Although I'd say mine have emails. Oh yeah, we got it, no doubt.
They've been causing violence for what? A year? That was never a problem. Let's talk about it in 2 weeks.
I mean, there may be emails, whatever it is. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
She was locked
All
out
right,
of her.
so Shannon said she was
Roommates
locked out of
left.
her apartment in December.
She was coming and going. She had still stayed there. She didn't pay in December, but as you know, there's a freeze on evictions. Her landlady got around it by locking her out. The landlady said the apartment was empty. Shannon claims and swears to God it wasn't. She says, hey, it wasn't empty. My stuff was in there. I had a computer in there. I had stuff I was selling online.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's possible. She said there was numerous people on the lease. If one of the other people took all her stuff and the landlady truly did find it empty, I don't know.
Yeah, that's possible.
That's a good idea.
But anyway,
The reason I think
Shannon?
I'm sorry. The reason I think that wouldn't be the case is because when the two people left, I know that they did turn in their keys. So the only one with the key to the apartment is myself or Barb.
So there were 3 of you on the lease?
Total, yes.
And you don't even have a copy of that now. We're going to try to get you a copy. But you sound desperate. You said, look, I want to work. I want to have my kids for visitation. How did the divorce happen, Shannon? Shannon, Shannon, how long have you been divorced?
I've been divorced for 4 years now. Unfortunately, I was steamrolled in that process because there's no legal representation. I literally lost everything after 11 years.
Nobody's happy with divorce. Was there a specific reason, or you guys just got divorced?
Just emotionally absent. I could tell that he was genuinely unhappy, and I really wanted our son
Shannon.
to have the chance to see him happy.
Listen, we did a background check. You voluntarily did it. We're not giving out your last name. Nobody knows who we're talking about, but there are some charges on there for criminal possession of controlled substance. We don't know what that is, but it seems to be, hold on, it seems to be a repeat. Now listen, I'm not, by the way, this is not to chastise you. I would just want to get it out in the open. You seem to have a repeated problem with controlled substances. What is it? Is it meth? Is it cocaine? What is it?
It used to be.
Used to be what? Just be straight with us. We need you to be straight with us. What is it?
I am. Yeah, it was meth. I've been in recovery for a little over 4 years now. I have
the last one was on 5/27/19, though.
Yeah,
that you pled guilty to.
That was possession. Yes, and that was for possession of paraphernalia. I didn't have anything and wasn't using anything.
Possession of a controlled substance.
Shannon, listen. Here's the deal. I'm not going to debate. I really am not, because that's up to you and your conscience and your God or whatever. Here's the deal.
Right, but I get tested to see my kids. I'm telling the truth.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. You were selling things online. You were doing things. I don't know if you have a drug problem now. I don't know. I honest to God don't. But one thing I have noticed, and I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this is you. I swear. But the problem with addiction and drugs is that they're the best liars in the entire world. No one is better. So I often get confused. Who am I helping? And am I helping or enabling? Honest to God, I want to help. I don't know. And I'm not, and I don't want you throwing up your hands saying, oh, here's another guy just threw me under the bus. I'm not throwing you under the bus. But then you're obviously your driver's license was taken away, and I don't even know why that was. I have no idea.
That was for that.
And Tom,
My
what
driver's
bothers
license
me
was for my
is she
DUI.
told, pardon me, Shannon, you told me all I would find on your background check was one thing from 4 years ago. I won't embarrass you and say what it was, but there was way more than that. That bothers me that you said all I would find is one thing.
Okay, well,
like I said, I've closed all my cases. I've paid my debt to society. I go.
No, you don't have. You do not have any open cases. You're right. You don't have any open cases.
She has one.
What is it?
She has open cases on the 19th.
All right, what are the open cases right now? What are the open cases?
That's it. Just that. Just for the driving on the.
Suzanne, is that the only?
And that is the truth. That's what I see.
Okay, now here's the deal. You have an open case for driving under revocation. The revocation stemming back from the drugs thing. And here's the deal. I'm not saying because of that you don't deserve help. I'm not saying that. What we don't like doing is throwing money away or throwing help away. We want to be able to help and make it mean something. What was the last job you actually held? When was it?
The last job that I held was for doing flagging work, traffic control, and that was back in, ended in November due to an injury. Where I lived at, I wasn't able to get to the doctors quick enough. We don't have buses that are running due to limited routes, so I was let go, and that was it. From there, I just tried to scramble to come up.
Okay, how long were you there at that traffic job?
From June until November.
What were you doing before June?
I was working at Wendy's for about 8 months.
Okay. What do you want to do right now?
I would love to be in something either with translation with my being bilingual or anything office related. I've had 14 surgeries, so it's a little hard for me to be on my feet all day, but I mean, I can if I need to.
Where are your surgeries? Where were your surgeries?
I had 4 emergency C-sections within 2 years of each other, and then I had a lysing of adhesions because it was actually attacking my last child. There was no room for him to grow, so I had to have open stomach surgery.
So it all had to do with childbirth, all the surgeries?
Yeah, no, only 6 of them. And then I've had gallbladder removal, lysings of adhesions. I've had laparoscopic and exploratory surgeries to try and figure out what was going on with my body. All within a span of about 6 years total.
Shannon, I'm going to sum up. Your life has been a train wreck. So do you have a plan?
Yeah, my plan is to do what I'm doing now. Like I said, I've applied for schooling and financial aid to see if I can try and come up with a career that will be, long lasting. I really just want to be able to provide for myself and get my life back together. I've worked really hard to turn things around, and I want to continue on that path.
Shannon, hold on. Suzanne, there's someone on line 1. I'm not going to mention the name at all. I'm not going to put that person on the spot. I'm not going to bring them up. I don't blame you. I want you to talk to him off the air and see if he's still inclined to help. Now, listen, I have a heart for her. I want to believe her. I just don't. My God, we help so many people in so many ways that we have to be so judicious on how we do it. Ask Dean. I'm sorry. Ask him if does he still want to talk to us or not. It's up to him. He can hang up. I'm not saying Shannon or any addict or any other person is not worth helping. I'm not saying she's an addict. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying we all have our own stuff, right? We all have to deal with our own stuff. We got to figure out how to help, who to help, when to help. But unlike, I'm just not a blind helper. I'm not. I wish I was sometimes.
I don't like the fabrications. She did have a drug possession. It had nothing to do with paraphernalia. I saw the paraphernalia on a different one you pleaded guilty to, but you had and pleaded guilty to substance possession.
Right.
Well,
That's not what you said 5 minutes ago, though.
Okay.
How come I'm always the bad guy? How come I got to point out all the
no one's
inconsistencies?
Mark, no one is saying you're a bad guy, Mark. No one's saying that. Okay, I don't mind you pulling that. What, Suzanne? What did he say?
He's in the middle of talking to someone and doesn't even realize I'm talking to him.
All right, so hold on, Shannon. Hold on. We'll come back to you. People, this is life. This is life. Leslie, we're going to take a break, but you're buying a vehicle, right? We're going to come back and talk about it, all right? Leslie? Hang on.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the morning.
Good radio, brother.
You've done an Integra live before, right?
We always do Integras live. Yeah, live I do them, but I haven't done it this show yet. Is that what you're asking? Yeah, he wants to know if you should do it. No, we can both do it. When we're here like this, we can tell you, they saved me money. This year, they actually saved me money. And I got better insurance. I saved money and got better insurance, and I can legitimately say that for the first time. You? Yeah, because now all the pharmaceuticals have special deals for seniors. Can you add one if you don't do it the following year? I want to know if I can take it off. But here's my thing. I don't think you can take it off. I want to just hit Integra on when you get a chance and when we get a lull in calls. It's a good question. Not only that, there's only 10 days left.
Disease is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin that helps you fall asleep naturally and wake with no next-day grogginess. ZQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep.
All right, Integra Insurance Group. Those are the people that help you during open enrollment or life-changing events to cull through all of the different health insurance policies and find the best one. Save a ton of money this year. And they help me with my Social Security, not your Medicare supplements and all of that. So whether it's Medicare, whether you need Medicaid, or you want to get tax credits to get health insurance or honor off the exchange.
And open enrollment, guys, is closing in about a week, or I think the 15th. If you have not checked, you can save money, get better health insurance for the first time in a long time with Integra.
And trust me, with the administration the way it is, health insurance is going to be mandated and can continue to be mandated. It's not going away. Call Integra. They don't charge you at all, not a dime. They're paid in the system, and you don't save going direct. 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. IntegraInsurance.com.
Look who dropped off. What's that? Look who dropped off. Why? I'm dying to see what he said. Dude, I think it's a complete snow job, so I think she's fucking hooked right now. It's just a whole different, I'm not saying she doesn't need help, but just giving her fucking money, I don't think is help.
No, you notice how big her home is. Have a story like her brother can't have her there.
Everything, her birth, there is a non-stop. Why she's been fucked over forever has nothing to do with anything she's ever done. It's everything else in her life. And you're right, it's a thread that consistently all of them have. You know something I learned in military school that I've taken forever? They always would say, you always say no excuse. So if you get in trouble and they say, what happened? No excuse. Simple as that. No excuse. Then they would generally follow up with, okay, now, what actually happened? But they always taught me, you don't give excuses for anything you did wrong at the beginning. Now, if someone wants an explanation later of why it happened, that's a little different story. But you don't make excuses. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's probably the only thing I learned. Man, my military school closed down. I was looking around the country. There's like 2 or 3 open now. I have a feeling
private military schools.
Yeah, private. I think what happened is a lot of what do you call that? Hazing. I think a lot of that came. It was pretty bad. I mean, no one fucked.
Well, there's still service academies are still on.
Oh, fuck yeah. Are you kidding, man? What do you need? Don't you have to have a letter from a senator or somebody?
Representative or senator. Yeah.
No, are you kidding? That's prestigious as it gets. That shit's unbelievable. Those are literally our fucking future leaders of the military, man. I mean, that's the real deal.
I want to get this person on about the mandated.
Mandated what?
Well, it's the start of a new
Mandated what?
If you're a timeshare owner, you probably just need your
What you talking about, Willis?
This woman being forced to do it.
It's not too late to get out.
Well, wouldn't that be up to the employer? Okay. If you work in my fucking hospital and you don't want to get the vaccine, I don't want you working there. You're saying that would be a fucking issue?
Okay, this person.
And they will apply what you paid for this year's maintenance fee.
My employer is
for services. Timeshare termination team will get you
I submitted a medical exemption.
And permanently guaranteed in
They're now punishing me, making me wear an N95 mask.
Well, there you go.
Tell them Ross Kaminsky sent you.
One a week.
Receive a maintenance fee credit.
I'm not allowed to take it off to eat or drink in my office. I sit facing away from my coworker 6 feet apart.
Why doesn't she get the
I
vaccination?
think they will fire me over this because they are angry and I'm not complying.
Why? Do you know this person? Why aren't they getting the vaccination? Are they allergic to it?
Dean heard and he had to go, but still wants to help her. So do you want to tell her that on the air? I also have a
Let's have her call me directly.
yeah, I have a show fan who messaged me saying I don't trust her, but I'll give her an office job.
Okay, now let's just take her at her word and see if we can get her help. Yeah, I hope she agrees.
Actually, that's the best thing. If someone's willing to give her a job.
He's like, I don't trust her. She says she wants to do hair, then she says she wants to go to school, then she says she wants to do office work.
Because she's on fucking drugs.
Right.
I know. She changed up what she's on. I don't know if she's on right now, but
She's
her
on
brain is
something.
on.
One thing I can tell you is
She might not be high right now, but her brain's under the influence. Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No visions.
Well, let's do that. Let's set it up. We've got a job. Ask her when
We've
she can
got
start.
a place for her to live. Got it.
Ask her when she can start the job. And then watch what happens. Well, next week I've got.
I'm not giving the referral if that's what she says. So let's ask. I don't think that's fair to our angel. She's like, oh, I can't wait to start till next month.
Let's let Dean make his decision.
I'm not talking about Dean. I'm talking about my guy
We
Travis.
found her
who
a
said
job.
Jay
That's what
will
she
give her a
needs more
job,
than
even though he doesn't trust her.
How do we get her an apartment when she has no money? Unless a Dean
This
wants
guy
her to
says-
do favors or something.
This guy says she can live with us until my renters are out at the end of the month. If people wanting to move in homeless, it's weird.
Shut up.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, I'm in an email contact with someone being pressured to do the vaccine at work. That's a whole issue I'm going to go to.
I want to ask Gigi Wink a question. Then we have somebody who wants to help. We have two people that want to help Shannon. Shannon, hang on. Gigi Wink, before we let you go, and we appreciate your patience, you've answered a lot of questions about exemptions. You've answered questions about preferential debt you may owe to friends or family and what you can do after a bankruptcy, before a bankruptcy. Somebody said they filed a Chapter 7, and I don't know if it's true or if they're just wanting answers. Sure. And they inherited money after that.
6 months from the day of filing. If it happens within 6 months of the day of filing the bankruptcy, you have to alert the trustee in the bankruptcy, and it will come in to pay off your debt. And it doesn't matter if you've received the money within 6 months. It's whether you became entitled to an inheritance within 6 months of filing. We've had this happen once, and we converted to a Chapter 13 for that client so they could pay off, see who filed a claim, pay it off over time, that kind of thing. So that's really your only wiggle room there, is maybe you want to convert. You'd want to talk to an attorney about that. But if it's 181 days You get to keep it. You don't have to alert anybody. So it's all a matter of numbers.
Now, Gigi Wink, you have payment plans for people that need to give you a little at a time until they have money to file.
Yes.
What if they can't file after giving you money for some reason or another, or they come into money and don't want to file?
We only keep what we've earned, Tom. So we keep the money in trust, and we only pull it out as we earn it for time spent on your case. So if something happened and you didn't need to file, we would refund what we hadn't earned. And I will say this. Once, years and years ago, we had a client win the lottery, and so they didn't need to file bankruptcy anymore. But we settled their debt for them and still saved them some money.
Good stuff. Wink, like the wink, winkandwink.com, which is a hell of a name for bankruptcy attorneys. Wink, wink. I mean, it's weird, but you guys are straight.
We need to meet a married couple of lawyers named Nudge. Then he could be wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That would be classic. Anyway, winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. And they're on referralist.com. All right. Now, Shannon, let's do this. Shannon, okay, so Shannon was homeless in December. Her kid, she can't arrange visitation. She's been divorced. She's been trying to get her life together, she says. She's had a struggle with drugs. She says she's currently sober now. When was the last time you used, Shannon? In November when that charge was filed?
No, I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
Well, you pled guilty to controlled substance.
Over 2 years ago. I would be in, let's see, it's 2020, so it would be in 2018, March 29th of 2018.
Okay, because
5/27/2019.
5/27/2000. I'm sorry, 5/27. You're right. Right around that time. You said 5. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm hoping you're telling the truth. But here's the thing. I'm not, Shannon. I'm not sitting here in judgment of you. But what I'm going to say is this: I think everyone deserves a chance. I don't know how many chances you've been given, but here we had a guy listening.
We found you a job. When can you start?
Wait, hold on. We found you a job and a place to live. And somebody wants to help you get on your feet. Now, two separate people. When can you start working?
Now, this second.
Okay, now, Shannon, we're going to give you contact information for the job and then contact information for a place to stay.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going to let them, listen, we're going to let them make a decision. And if you can stick to a place to live and a job more than a month, we're going to kick in some money for you to help you further get on your feet.
You will not be disappointed at all.
Shannon, we're going to check back with you because, listen, we had someone else. We've had several people we've helped. Not many people have disappointed us. In fact, I don't know where our failure to launch kid is, Patrick. We ought to check in on him. He hasn't really done stellar things, but at least. How
about Shauna?
He was self-sufficient. You know, Shauna was a disappointment, but you know what?
She was turning tricks at the house.
I'm betting on Shannon, Mark. I'm betting on Shannon. Okay, Shannon.
You were right there with Patrick, too.
No, I'm going to bet on Shannon. I never bet on Patrick, but I'm betting on Shannon. Okay, Shannon, hold on. Suzanne will get you all of that information.
How about the two you sent me out with where the postman was stealing their house?
Oh, yeah. So Mark is bringing up all the times I trusted people and fell for stories. My God, one time, I'm just going to tell you this, on Channel 4, Christmas Eve.
This is the best.
Years and years ago. A woman, pregnant, sorry story, and her husband. Christmas Eve, a snowy night. I did a live shot. We got her a motel, raised money, gifts. Some guy calls me and says, Tom, you know that woman you had on the news? Well, they're partying like banshees. And I said, for New Year's. And I said, what? Yeah. And the guy from the hotel called and said he wants him out of there. So they said, call you, you're taking care of things. I said, no, I gave him money, you gave him the place, and you got a little discounted. Make a long story short, I call her and ask us about the baby because it was supposed to be born like a day or two after Christmas. And she said, it was stillborn, dead. And I said, oh my God, you must be devastated. And I hear partying in the background. So we go over there, find out that she was lying, had a pillow.
That's the best.
Up her
belly
to simulate pregnancy.
What'd you end up doing?
We gave every dime, honest to God, every dime that we hadn't already spent on that hotel, we gave back. We sent all the checks back and all the money. And it was terrible.
It still kills me with Shauna. We got her kid a scholarship, a full-ride scholarship to a university. Then we got her a place to live. And I get a call about 2 weeks later.
She was hooking, right?
She was turning tricks in the place, and I couldn't believe it.
Anyway, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ZQuil Pure Z's.
ZQuil Pure Z's.
From the Bedford.
It's a great story. It was worth it just for the story. Can you imagine the audacity? I mean, it's like, God. I mean, do you have the balls where you could do that? I couldn't pull it off. I just couldn't do it. Shove a fucking pillow up.
Driving the Mile High City. There is a crash off highway on the southbound side of Colorado at 48th. Best to avoid that area for now. The weather forecast is sunny, windy today with a high of 55. Right now, just long clouds and 51. Your impact is right to the weather. Randy Wagner, 6:30. K-High.
Nice feel-good Christmas story.
You haven't slept. Vicks ZQuil Pure Z's is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin that helps you fall asleep naturally and wake with no next-day grogginess. ZQuil Pure Z's. Naturally superior sleep.
You know, everyone has a brother-in-law. You have a cousin, a next-door neighbor. But don't take advice from them when you get injured. You know, so many people say, oh, do this or do that. Oh, man, you got a bundle coming. Don't settle for less. Listen, as soon as you're injured in an auto accident, get free legal advice from John. This is my message to you. He'll talk to you free of charge. You're in an accident, of course, you take care of your injuries, your car, whatever you need to do. Call him. He'll talk to you about collectability, about the case, about his chances of winning or what he thinks he can do for you. John Fuller is the man. John Fuller, automobile specialist and accident specialist when it comes to injuries. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Look for John Fuller at referralist.com.
Pipe leaks or low water pressure, water bill unexpectedly high, these are signs of pipe failure.
We had a check on their pipes. Now we got some good shit coming up, man.
Copper will permanently solve the problem.
We truly did. Mark, I want to hit it up. We got some really good shit. We got some shit that's going to make our members so happy. It's going to be great. 720-573. Which will instantly grow.
That's seven. Have you been lied to? Lied to by Washington and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi, I'm Inc. magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen.
Did you see where they were talking about it's just as effective to give you a half dose of one of the shots? So that way, if a hospital has 100, now they have 200. How the fuck is that possible? Because yeah, but how did they do that to begin with? Why wouldn't they have done that to begin with to get it out quicker to more people? Yeah, why? Because they probably have a minimal amount of strategy. And then what? They figured out after the fact that less works? Yeah, they probably. No, I think they figured out in the beginning that less work. But then they do a fudge factor, just like they do with everything. When they say, for example, you can't, on my helicopter, you can't overrun ice cream. Or an expiration date on a fucking whatever it is, there's always a fudge factor. There's always that. But they never go into it. It's expiration dates especially, but especially red lines on aircraft. I mean, it's not like it's going to fall apart. No, they have red lines.
Believe me or not, some of your bills have gone unpaid, and especially stressful are the IRS matters. Many of them coming to us.
Oh, it's crazy. If this red light goes on,
bills are not going away. That's why you need to contact my friends Ron and Jack
mandate
at WashingtonTaxInspection.com.
Yeah, how many people fucking do that? Almost come on, unless you're commercial. I don't know. I bet even some commercial companies. I've never had a hatter on short. Really, I truly don't redline, but
they can sort it out.
and help you with strategies. So you come out of this pandemic in the
Or,
best
for example, you're allowed to redline for 6 seconds. Well, they probably ran the engines
Call now.
4 minutes before they. Who knows? You know, there's always fudge factors.
Larson Tax.
Gross weights are fudge factors.
SON Tax.
Which, by the way, I think is wrong. I think they ought to be absolute.
Yeah, but how would you ever monitor it?
No, I mean, like gross weights.
Oh,
and shit like they should be.
Oh, in other words, they shouldn't be set low.
Even healthy adults, 65 and
Or horsepower, derated. I mean, they don't want you to think you have what you have for some. My engine's derated. Okay, so we have time. What did I say to do? We had time. Stan's Automotive, that woman, if you have Integra. Or an Integra.
Alcohol can reduce vaccine effectiveness.
Fucking Stephanie's still on that.
That's the best.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Experts.
I want one.
You should have just got it snapped yourself. No, you read those studies coming out. Wine, apparently red wine is pretty fucking good for you as long as you're not guzzling. I just don't like wine.
I love red wine.
Do you?
I fucking don't. Certain wines.
Suzanne loves wine.
I like wine. I like, do you know what, Mark? As I got older, I actually acquired more of a taste for alcohol than I've ever had in my life. Ever. I hated every form of alcohol except wine. And I don't know, but I don't drink a lot. But I mean, I enjoy it. I love a whiskey sour. I love it. And I don't like saying I like it, but I will fucking love it. I do. Do you?
Beer.
You don't like whiskey?
I do like a whiskey occasionally, but not like probably you. I don't really like the. No. I really don't like the taste that much.
I actually
like tequila. I'll have if we're in Mexico, I'll drink tequila, but I don't like it.
I love margaritas.
Now I hate sugar shots.
Margaritas are real good. I like
every weekend. Listen at 5 past the hour.
Jack
Day giveaway.
No, I had some of that at your house with some of the Diet Coke. That was all right. But that's kind of cheating. It's kind of like it is. It's kind of weird like that. When I was a kid, it was Boone's Farm wine. It tasted like fucking Kool-Aid. It didn't taste like wine. It tasted like Kool-Aid.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, how was your new year? Do you know what the #1 drink is that's carded? You let me know.
What do you mean carded?
When a bartender, now they're supposed to card everyone that looks young, but there's one drink, no matter what. No.
Red Bull.
No. If you order it, you'll be carded.
If you order it, you'll be carded.
If there's a little, no. Well, okay, there might be new ones now. Hold on, I should qualify this. This was the bartender, and I talked. There was a bartender's form and all that. I happened to
margarita.
No, but we'll talk about it. And right now, though, there are a lot of new foo-foo drinks, so it could be
5 years ago.
Now. This was about 5 years.
Almost every bartender will tell you that if a younger type person, because they don't card. I mean, obviously they card if you're really young, but if you're on the cusp, this will definitely throw you over. If you ordered this drink, they told me every time. Anyway, I want to talk to Joan, who has a comment on Shannon. Shannon called. And Shannon says she's down on her luck. She was locked out of her apartment. Now, that we verified. She was locked out. Landlord claims the whole place was empty. She said she lost a lot of good stuff. She was selling stuff online. And her roommates left, and she was left locked out, nowhere to go, no money, nothing. She stayed with her brother a little while, but the brother can't have guests more than a certain number of nights. She can use his address to get a job, but she needs a place to live. She needs a job. She wants to work immediately. She said we won't be sorry. I'm torn. Mark is way more skeptical than I am.
No, my point was sometimes if we're going to help people or other people are, you don't even want to know the background. There was no purpose in us looking into it.
Well, no, there is.
Well, no, I don't think there is. What would have changed your mind? What, molestation?
Yep.
Murder?
Yeah.
Okay, well, generally that
or
stuff
if she's a
doesn't come
fugitive.
up.
Or Mark, there are times, okay, we found out she did meth.
I've seen you give $10, $20 to a homeless guy. You don't run a background check on him.
Of course not, but this is a little more serious, this woman. Okay, so, Joan, what's your comment?
I just want to know if she can get in touch with her past roommate and get a copy of the letter that they sent to the landlord.
We are trying to do that. That's one of the things we tasked her with.
She can't get the lease. She can't get the letter. And the way she answered the question about the stuff being gone, she said she made it sound like it was somewhat possible that the roommates did take the stuff, but she really thinks it was the landlord.
Joan, what was your gut feeling on that conversation?
Listening now, I'm thinking that she's being a little less honest with you.
I don't know if she is. I think she's being desperate. I don't know. I just don't get the... Listen, like I said, I've been wrong before. Mark, you don't have to bring it up.
No, but she did tell Suzanne the only thing that went down in the last 4 or 5 years was a DUI.
I don't know why she told us that. But anyway, Joan, what do you do when people need help? Do you qualify? What do you do?
I look for proof that they do need help.
Now,
I
go ahead.
Question people.
Okay. Now
I question.
Now, okay, and I do, and I don't know if that's Christian or not, and I don't want to bring up Christianity, but I don't know if that's loving or not to do that, because I don't know. But I don't want to waste. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want to waste help. One guy told me, you never waste giving food, and I agree. I have never, ever. I won't give somebody money on the street corner for food, but if they come with me to the store, I will fill up a car. I'll do whatever they want. And I can tell people who really want food, and you know they need it, because then they start asking for non-perishable stuff and stuff that they can use and pack, and I love nothing more than doing that, or taking people to a supermarket from home and bringing groceries to their home. Another guy, this old scam where they come up with a gas can. Have you ever had that happen to you?
Oh, of course.
They come up with a gas can and
they
say,
want $5.
We're just ran out of gas around the corner, and we want to help. We need help. By the way, Joan, thank you for your comments. If you have any more, hang on. Dean, hang on. I'll come right back to you. He's the lovely guy
and
that
then you
wants
say,
to help.
I'll fill up the gas can. They say, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, I say not only that, I'll fill up the gas can, I'll help you with a place to stay or whatever, or meal, and then they take off, because all they wanted was drug money. So anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter.
So anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I am Tom Martino. Thank you for being here.
From UFOs to government conspiracies, the world is full of the stuff they don't want you to know. Here's
Lordy Lord.
No, you put it on another vehicle.
I kind of make the decision like, all right, so, you know what, fuck it. I don't care if they go buy beer, they don't do whatever. But when it comes to something like this, trying to find someone a job and a place to stay, you want to look at, can they succeed at it, or is it they're going to fall on their face because they have a drug problem?
I don't like these fucking administrators for my plan anymore.
Well, get rid of them. Does it even make sense to have now the zero employees?
You have to have an administrator.
No, but now that you have zero employees, does it even make sense?
To have a pension?
Yeah.
More so than ever.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. I didn't know how you set it up.
But listen, what I'm talking about is the trustee to be compliant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you have to.
You have to have somebody. You cannot have. You have to have a third party.
I mean, are they a fiduciary?
Yeah, but what they do, they keep it compliant.
It's like Pensco.
They keep you on target, but they don't invest your money. Pat invests money.
Yeah, I get. They're like Pensco. They keep your retirement. When we did the property deal, they kept your shit on the up and up.
That's right. and they do the forms and all that. My point is, I think you have to have them. No, you do, but I don't know if I have to have them. This is one of the best. This is one of the best companies I read about, but they don't kiss my hand. They don't like Mike Suter used to hold my hand. He would do our questionnaire. He'd do everything. These people,
Does he not do it anymore? Oh, he retired.
And then Terry Hayes retires. You know, stuck with
Andre Hill, the unarmed black man who was shot and killed by a police officer last month. That officer, Adam Coy, was fired from the department. An investigation into the shooting and the officer's response is ongoing. Conservationist and climber George Whitmore has died. He was the last surviving member of the first team of climbers to
gotta verify what he's telling me.
The 89-year-old devoted his life to protecting the Sierra Nevada. He died from complications caused by
I might have someone back for us
This is ABC News. The Trump administration is asking a federal appeals court to block additional...
Ken, Deputy Doc wants to know if you want him to come on the air to talk about how the vaccine works and how safe it is. He just had me, and he wants... Do you want him on for that? Sure. Okay. And then we're slow, so I'll get Integra on. What's the question? Because they'll want to know. You said you guys had a good question for the Integra insurance?
Just all in the general wheelhouse. It's just to drum up business in the last few years. But I'm going to ask you something. Trust me, one of them will be Medicare drug benefit.
You want me to get him on, though?
Yeah.
Concerns are growing over the whereabouts of a Chinese billionaire. Jack Ma is worth $50 billion. He hasn't been seen in public since October when he gave a speech criticizing the Chinese government. The speech prompted Chinese officials to launch an investigation into his e-commerce company, Alibaba. It's believed Ma may have been told to lay low because of the scrutiny.
This is pretty fucked up, dude. So the guy's a billionaire in China. He started Alibaba, okay? Billionaire. He came out and said some negative shit about the fucking Chinese government. Who did? Oh, the founder of Alibaba, billionaire in China, literally a billionaire. He's fucking off the radar. No one knows where he is now. They either think he's hiding out because he thinks they're going to kill him, or the fucking guy's gone already. Can you fucking imagine that shit living over there? You just simply, here's what you do. You don't fucking say anything about the government.
Mark, Tommy says the espresso's really good.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to the kids and shit.
Yeah, we can start charging him like one a day, and after that, you put your buck in.
One a day? You want a fucking week?
That's only probably that's expensive.
He
says the froth or creamy thing is
nothing but a fucking little rag. I mean, it's everything about Trump is negative. It's just like because we have fucking
It's exhausting. What is it? The frother thing? It was delivered by the way. You said the frother part of it's really good?
Oh, yeah. I don't have that. You have the newer one.
We have a frother?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got to check those charges on GoDaddy. I got to figure out why we were charged that. And that was...
Mark already explained it to me, like that we have some that had to be
They were probably auto-renews.
Okay, but by the way, I took my personal ones out of there, so we didn't jointly pay for them. So the only ones on there now should be the joint ones we have, unless you disagree with any of them. I think you got them, I got them. You know, we have them on referral lists.
As long as I have strawberry biscuits still.
I don't know, Mark. I think I kept it on there. I didn't take it.
I love strawberry.
I did not take anything that did belong to me. I kept everything with referral list and all of the other stuff. But anyway.
Troubleshooter Network, Troubleshooter, Referral List, they're all there.
I think Troubleshooter is mine. Troubleshooter. Referral list, all that's there. Network, yeah. It doesn't matter. Either one, I'll never get rid of those.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, we might.
Like the good pages and all that have to do with referral list was in our agreement. So any references to...
Yeah.
You know the good pages.
It is, man. Actually, it would be great for a religious organization, to be quite honest.
Traction laws are in place both directions by 70 there between Silverthorne and Georgetown. You got to travel with the mountains, give yourself plenty of time or postpone your plans. Back in town, a fairly decent drive in the Mile High City. There is a crash off highway on the southbound side of Colorado at 48. Best to avoid that area for now.
You know, where I get my haircut is still fucking... If I log in right now, it's an hour and a half away, but now you can actually log in on the app and drive down an hour and a half or whatever. Wow, man, I can't believe how busy they are.
For kids in poverty
Before COVID, I could walk into Sports Clips or Floyd's and Castle Rock.
Oh, no, you're right. I like it, though. I mean, but I always do. What's different?
I usually go Sports Clips. If they're too busy, I go to Floyd's.
Sports Clips?
Yeah.
And you
Well, no.
and you don't do anything.
You have to log in on the app.
And you don't do anything about color, right? You just go. See, if I was like that, I wouldn't either.
I like Floyd's.
I literally get a gray splotch. I wish I had that.
What do you do now? Because it doesn't look like you use any color.
Yeah, it's just a great control. But here's the thing. I swear to God, I'd like to be. I actually asked them, because I was gray here. Like they say, why do you have splotches of gray? I said, I don't know. I said, is there something I can put in to make it like all salt and pepper? I'd rather have that than coloring, because I think coloring looks like shit.
I don't think that looks good. I didn't know you used coloring at all.
They do it
a while back. Years ago, you could tell you used coloring.
Yeah, because I was doing it myself.
It was like dark.
Yeah. And my beard was real dark.
I'll tell you why I quit going to Floyd's for the most part. They had a guy there. Every time I go in, I get a straight razor shave. Every time. Hot towel. Fucking love Floyd's.
I love Floyd's.
They didn't get rid of him. He went somewhere else, and not one person there has a barber's license.
Now, Tom Martino, the troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
For reverse mortgages. You know, I take it a complete 180 on.
No, it wasn't. We did okay. I mean, it was a little bit rough for December and that, but we're doing okay. Mark's dad ended up in the hospital with it, but he's doing okay too.
You need to leave your equity. Why not live off it? Why not? You know, obviously the older the better, but live off your equity. So what? Interest accrues, who cares? You'll never lose your home.
Oh, that's just because we were on a 2-week holiday break. Just for Christmas and New Year's, that's all. It wasn't, Tommy's fine, he hasn't got it.
If you have the equity, you can do it. With Silverleaf Mortgage, and here's what I love about them. They have a Forever Home Foundation, a 501(c), nonprofit that will help people in need get their house ready for appraisal so they get the most money out of it. This is an unbelievable company, Silverleaf Mortgage. Silverleaf Mortgage, 720-458-4052. 720-458-4052. That's silverleafmortgage.com.
You know, a good example of that is a caller we had yesterday. The guy was talking about bankruptcy.
They were losing everything.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of money.
Yep.
And they're in their 80s.
I'll be curious. And remember, the kids took $50,000
already.
Yep. It was a bad deal. Hopefully they called.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now Deputy Doc wants to talk about the vaccine.
Hey, I'd like his opinion on that one call.
But first I'm going to talk to Dean. Dean was kind enough to call in about Shannon. Shannon had some roommates. They bailed during COVID. She was paid up till November, the end of November. She was locked out in December. She says she wants to work. She needs a place to live. She sounded so sincere. She has some stuff in her background, including some possession for meth and also some driving convictions, but nothing like, violent or anything like
Theft.
that. And Dean says, look, I want to help. And Dean, that's a wonderful thing you're doing. And this one guy said he'll give her an office job, and she said she wants to start immediately. So we're going to see what goes on here. Dean, you said you wanted to talk to me, and I so appreciate you calling. Go ahead.
Sure, not a problem. I construct cell sites I'm in the telecom industry.
Yes, sir.
I have it's a 2-bedroom apartment that the tenants are moving out at the end of this month. And so I could put her up temporarily in my place until my tenants move out, and then I could actually move her in over there. I have dealt with substance abuse problems before, not with me personally, but I've had very close friends that have struggled with substance abuse problems. One of my buddies, I just talked him into turning himself into jail, and I dropped him off down there, and I honestly think it saved his life.
Oh, wow. Dean,
what a great guy.
You are a good guy, man. And I
don't know about that.
Now listen, here's what we're going to do now. We challenged her, if she can stay more than a month on the job and in a place, we're going to give her some money to help her out. And if anybody wants to help us help her, you can do that too. Like we say, every dime we take in for a specific purpose goes exactly to that purpose, or it stays in our charity account, and we use it for only charity. Now,
Tom, I really appreciate everything you and your foundation do. You guys really help out a lot of people.
Hey, Dean, do you happen to work for EC Power?
No,
oh, he sounded familiar to you. Go ahead, sir.
The company I work for is called Western Telecom. I construct cell sites for Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T.
Hey, Dean, that's a really big business. In fact, we have friends that got into that business. One is, and they say that, I don't know, they say they're making a killing.
Are you doing 5G everywhere now?
We are installing a lot of 5G. It's not everywhere. The bandwidth, it doesn't travel as far.
Yeah.
So I still install a lot of the old equipment along with the new equipment. It is booming right now. I see no signs of slowing down in the market currently. If anything, it's speeding up. I can't see straight with all the work I've got, honestly.
Do you guys use a lot of independent contractors?
We contract out, we probably use about 3 or 4 different subcontractors. Most of what we do is in-home, though.
Because I've had some people that worked for me that started their own company doing cell sites, and they say they're doing great, And it's hard to keep up with the demand that
that's Dave, right?
Wireless providers have.
Yeah, Dave does it, and he's a master electrician, of course. He's been a master, and that helps, I guess. So thanks, Dean. Listen, man, I want you to stay close in touch with us, and obviously use the common sense. We'll give you the background if you want it. We'll do whatever we can to help and support you. And
sure. Hey, Tom, thank you very much. And just so we know, I've been in property management for over 15 years, so I do have a little bit of an idea of what I'm getting myself into.
Good. And listen, I want to do some reports back, and we want to keep. I want to restore my hope that people can make a fresh start. I mean, it's hard, but let's do it. And Dean, thank you so much again, Dean. Thank you. So Suzanne, make sure we have Dean's contact info. This is a great call. Now, we have Integra Insurance coming on soon. I'm going to talk. I don't want to do it right now because I want to take a break and give him more time. We're going to talk about Medicare and some other supplements, and then other stuff having to do with the deadline coming up for open enrollment. Deputy Doc, though, our fearless and dependable and loyal Deputy Doc, who recovered from COVID, and he's at home now. Of course, we're back in the studio, Mark and I, and Suzanne is back at the helm over there, and that's why you haven't heard a wonderful Deputy Daff, because she was filling in, thank God, all those months doing the show while we were remoted, and now we're back here. And then, of course, as we get back to normal, we'll be using Daff for other cases and stuff. Now, Deputy Doc, why did you want to talk about the vaccine?
Well, I just want to make it clear that people understand what the vaccine is and how it works and why it's safe.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Hold on. Deputy Doc, I want to make this clear to people, okay? Deputy Doc is calling in on his own accord. I'm neither, advocating it, or am I not advocating it? I'm not doing either. I'm neutral on this topic when it comes to your choice and what you believe in this. I have not done enough research to know anything about it. So I'm just relying on what people say. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, I'm not advocating it. I'm just telling you how it works.
Okay.
There are some vaccines that use a dead or partially dead virus. That's what people are afraid of. This vaccine uses what's called messenger RNA. But basically, very simply, what it does, it gets into the cell and it makes your own cells produce the spike protein that's on the outside of the virus. So what that does is 2 things. It basically produces a protein that your body will respond to by making a boatload of antibodies, so that when you are exposed to the COVID virus, your body is already primed produce these antibodies which will kill the virus. The second thing it does to a lesser degree is if you have these proteins, it's like a lock and key. So this will put a key into some of the locks on the outside of the cell. But the main thing to remember is this is not a virus. You cannot get COVID from taking the vaccine. And the way it works is to prime your body to produce a overload of antibodies when it sees the virus. It's that simple.
Now, for people that have already had it, do they have those antibodies?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you've been exposed to the virus.
Right.
So this will prevent people who are exposed to the virus from getting the disease. That's the whole point of a vaccine.
Well, they still get it. But, Doc, don't they still get it? They just fight it off.
Right. It just kills it. That's all vaccines work that way.
It depends on how much virus you're exposed to.
Right. Exactly.
If you have, I'm just going to give you an example. If you have 100 antibodies and 10 virus particles, you won't get sick. If you have 100 virus particles and 50 antibodies, you're going to get a little bit sick. So it depends on your body's antibody response to the virus, and everybody is different.
That's right.
What the vaccine does is it primes your body. It's already producing the antibodies that will kill the virus when it sees it.
Okay. And Deputy Doc, which one do you like better?
You cannot get you cannot get COVID from the vaccine.
Which one do you like?
They're both the same. They do exactly the same thing.
You must like the one that you don't have to store it like a negative 180 then.
But yeah, that's just a technical thing. But they do, once they're inside the cell, they do exactly the same thing. It's just one has a different mechanism for getting that piece of mRNA.
And however, it's safe to say that if another strain develops, it could require another shot, just like we get yearly flu shots.
Right. It depends on how different the antigen is from the original.
And also this, when you have, as we've talked, a flu shot now, a flu shot contains many, many strains. It could be that this current coronavirus shot will be built into future flu shots.
Well, what they do with the flu shot, Tom, they guess which strain of the flu
I understand.
is going to be active,
right.
And then they give you a vaccine that they think is going to be the most effective.
Is the flu shot a live virus? Is it different than what you just explained?
Yes.
No.
It's not live, but it is part of. They do induce. Don't regular vaccines introduce particles?
Well, there are different types of vaccines. There are vaccines that use dead or what they call attenuated viruses, which are killed viruses that produce the antibody response.
Now, some people are opposed to the metals, the heavy metals, or the preservatives in vaccines. And that's a whole.
That's another.
Yeah, it's a whole different topic. Right, that's a whole different topic. And for Deputy, by the way, Deputy Smarty brought that up. And Deputy Smarty Pants, just so you know, we're not advocating this. Okay, we were just talking about the mechanism and how it works, and that's why he talked about the virus.
You need to talk when we come back from break about that text you got or about that email you got.
Yes.
They having to take the flu shot.
Or they're going to be fired. We're going to come back with more.
The Daily Zeitgeist Podcast, your twice daily download of everything important and less than important.
Okay, I want you to listen to Colorado Pain Care because you're going to be having I do. They get you off drugs, right? Yeah, but I don't want them to think they're going to like yank you. They definitely will do something like that.
The Daily Zeitgeist
They're good
Podcast,
people, man.
diving the lowest.
Here you go, 10 seconds, Colorado Pain Care, short.
Listen to the Daily Zeitgeist. Download the free iHeartRadio app or listen where.
Years ago, I struggled with pain a lot, and I did pain pills for a while. I'll tell you what, don't ever accept pain as your new normal. These guys at Colorado Pain Care, these doctors, Colorado doctors, established this to manage pain and to get you pain-free and to get your life back. Do what you used to do. And they take all major insurance. recognized by Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' comp. You need to talk to them and find out a customized plan for you. Yeah, that's right, customized plan, both invasive and, of course, minimally invasive. They can do it all. ColoradoPainCare.com. Don't settle with pain. 303-GOT-PAIN.
Are you tracking the data impacting your business? Both employees and customers provide you.
They're good people. They do pain management. They're not a rehab.
Right. Oh, no, yeah, for sure. And they will, if you're on pain meds, they'll prescribe pain meds, but they'll get you off.
Yeah, but they're for pain management.
Yeah, for long term.
Yeah, I got you.
But some pain management clinics are wink, pill mills.
Yeah, of course.
But that clinic of, whatever. But they're not that.
Ideal Home Loans has a program to fit you. They can help you with that consolidation.
We worked with a customer recently who called. They wanted to consolidate their bills. We were able to do that. They were getting great.
Loans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by Door.
He wrote a paper or something on why people Tom's age protested when they were young, and I didn't quite understand what he wanted to say, so that's why I protested this time.
Want to make out?
Right on video?
Never seem available. Your fees keep going up, and now you're getting slammed.
Hey, Aunt, she keeps coming in here trying to make out with me.
Timeshare freedom.
I don't see anything, buddy. I'm just paying attention to these screens in here.
Canceling time. Start the freedom process now. Call us at 855-48-CANCEL. 855-48-CANCEL.
Timeshare Freedom Group, we set you free.
What can help you take advantage of today's low mortgage rates and save money? Rocket can. You could save hundreds of dollars every month by refinancing with Rocket Mortgage at today's near historic low rates. If your current rate is over 4%, with today's low rates, you could lower your payment by over $150 a month, saving thousands in interest every year. With a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, you can consolidate and pay off high-interest debt, tackle home improvements that could add value to your home, or even set aside cash for your child's future education. We've already helped over 1 million clients just like you reach their home financing goals this year alone. So remember this. What can give you the technology to refinance easily and save money?
So isn't it incredible that I'm going to get an analysis back that's going to tell me all the wear on my engine, where it's coming from. But then you have to clear all that oil out and do it again. Yeah, in a few hours. I can't fly it for a while. Although I'm tempted, it sounds perfect. But Jesus, put that under strain, get up in the air, because that's just when it's going to happen. I'll take off.
Many businesses will close permanently. Believe me, you're not alone if some of your bills have gone unpaid, and especially stressful are the IRS matters, many of them coming to a head after last year's delayed filings. But tax bills are not going away. That's why you need to contact my friends Ron and Jack Larson at LarsonTaxRelief.com. 844-LARSON-TAX. The Larson brothers and their team of expert specialists in emergency and long-term tax relief. Even if you're unsure of your tax status and problems, they can sort it out and help you with strategies. So you come out of this pandemic in the best possible tax position. Way better than you can do on your own. Call them. LarsonTaxRelief.com. 844-LARSON-TAX. 844-LA.
I'm just going to get that office done, by the way.
Or Larson Tax.
I'm not going to stress you out.
From the exergent temporal.
All right, guys, you're back.
No, but I want to help organize.
I'm not talking like nitty-gritty shit. I'm going to get some monitors on and get that shit into a cabinet.
No, you're good at that. And then get a rack on the side. And then I like to do all the neat. I love organizing, but I know what you're saying. You're getting the main shit.
Yeah, I got to
I'll definitely meet you in here and help out.
I got to get those cables tied up.
No, I know.
At goodwill.org.
Denver's talk station. Online at KO.com.
That shit drives me insane. No, I know it. We can have that upper one. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK.
Here's the deal. I said when we were young and liberal, we were crazy and rebels, and we would protest the government. We never took anything they said. Even if the government was telling us the truth, we didn't believe it. We went off on the premise they were lying and then looked for truth. Now, that doesn't mean that we disagreed ultimately, but we were skeptical, and we were fierce fighters for our rights. And then as I got older, I realized that younger liberals that are coming up behind me, of course, as you get older, you tend to be more conservative. I'm very liberal in some areas, believe me, very liberal, and then conservative in others. But the younger liberals of today, and I can point to my nieces, I can point to my friends who have kids, they will take everything the government says, and they tend to love it. Not Trump, but I'm talking about the Democrats and the government now and the CDC and the world. They will, oh, you better stay home. They'll all stay home. I mean, you tell them what to do, and they do it, and they suck off of it. They believe everything. I mean, I just don't understand it. So tell me why that's happening.
Yeah, you summarized it perfectly. And in a nutshell, what happened is in the 40s, 50s, 60s, U.S. used to make things like steel in Pittsburgh and cars in Detroit. And as we outsourced through globalization, the Democrats lost their union stronghold. That was their major voting bloc. So then they had to pivot madly and desperately to say this sort of message to African Americans, another message to Hispanics, another message to women, another message to LGBTQ. And now they're kind of stuck with, what do we do with the millennials? So they've sort of come up with a new promise is, we'll forgive student debt. So now what we're seeing is the group that would be most active in terms of activism are now kind of been pandered to and are sort of mollycoddled by any of this political messaging, hoping, and it's called identity politics versus having a solid voting
So you're
bloc.
saying the government is catering to those young liberals, and therefore the young liberals now will love the government.
Correct. They've bought in based on the lies that the
and whether the lies or not, is debatable. What I'm saying is that the government is telling them about global warming, about the environment, about the evils of capitalism, about the socialism, about, in other words, they're singing their same tune.
You're not going to get a health insurance because you're in the gig economy. They have about 20 talking points, and I lean to the left, Tom, myself. I just know the playbook of their party had to shift dramatically because they lost their union bloc. And the other big difference is there was more of a protest culture against the Vietnam War when you grew up, and now we don't have an active war that has, such a big theater. So those two things have led to that shift. And I just wanted to say your analysis was spot on. I just wanted to dissect it first.
Wow, I love what you're saying. I mean, it really does. Yeah, it really does make sense. But I guess that I'm just, what was it? I'm sick and tired of, I am sick and tired.
We don't make anything in the United States anymore. So once you lose labor, that was, 75 to 85% of their voting bloc. So what did they have to do but have to come up with multiple messages to different demographics? It's that simple.
And the bottom line is we have, we have lazy young people. We have people, they don't familiarize themselves with the issues. in order to be educated. They do confirmation bias all the time. They're only looking for things that confirm what they think they know.
Yeah, but they're being brought in through these schools, these public schools and colleges. And you're being indoctrinated.
Social media also has what's called a filter bubble, whether it's Google or Facebook or Twitter or even LinkedIn for that matter, where you only get to hear what you want to hear.
Well, of course, so their algorithms are unbelievable. Honest to God, they know how to take a 20 to 30-year-old or maybe even younger and keep them staring at Facebook forever because that's exactly what they do. They show them what they want to see.
Now, I promise, John, we are going to take John Jones from Integra Insurance right after this and get right to him. Then we will talk to Marilyn and everyone else, but these are important questions for John at Integra. I am Tom Martino.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, the highway drive around the metro area in good shape. Just some flowing on southbound 225 approaching I-25. Everything else pretty wide open. Off freeway, an accident on southbound Colorado at 48, still on the cleanup stages. And winter driving conditions in the high country, westbound I-70 at a standstill between Silver Plume and the Eisenhower Tunnel because of the snow and ice. And Loveland Pass is closed. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon. Will drop down into the mid-20s overnight tonight. Sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the upper 40s. It's 52 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
It's a new year, but all right, you got 10 seconds so far. In Compassion with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit for family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
O'Brien Legal Services. You hear Bradley O'Brien on this show all the time, speaking about real estate or tenant-landlord issues, helping us out because he's an expert. I urge you to use a real estate attorney with all of your real estate transactions. If you are having a closing, doesn't it make sense to have them review? Have O'Brien Legal Services review your closing docs, your loans, your leases, your commercial or residential stuff, especially if you have a problem with property lines, fence issues, easements, accesses, surveys, adverse possession, liens. There are so many things they can help you with. Clearing title, quiet title action, even negotiating, and of course, God forbid, litigation. O'Brien Legal Services and Brad O'Brien, the team you should have on your side. Call with any issues. Free consultation, 720-370-7388. 720-370-7388. Look for O'Brien. That's O-B-R-I-E-N. O'Brien Legal Services at referralist.com. Okay, here. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't see the second one.
With Research Raccoon.
Let Mark do that one. Get found fast.
Learn more about their customers.
Because I did the last one.
Question, and Research Raccoon
Is it right after this? No, whenever he says. I'm sorry, Mark. I just didn't give you an advance.
Like a gut check for your big ideas. Talk to Research Raccoon and
God damn, where can I find it?
It's affordable for small businesses. Visit researchraccoon.com.
There you go, Mark.
All right, getfoundfast.com. Here's what these guys do. I'll tell you in a nutshell. They make your website more visible to more people. Let's say you own a pizza place in Castle Rock. Someone types in pizza delivery in Google. You want to come up. You want to beat your competition. These guys can help you do it. And here's what I love. It's a free deal. It's a free analysis. They're going to look at it. They're also going to tell you if your website's mobile friendly. They're going to tell you where you rank. And it's all free. Give these guys a call. They're going to tell you what they do, of course, but the free analysis is so worth the time. You'll get some great freebies. Here's the deal. GetFoundFast.com. Just go there, dial them up, email them, GetFoundFast.com.
Ain't you like a roller coaster lately? Are you concerned about the future and how to protect your home? Do you want to become mortgage safe? Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage. With home values still at their highest level ever, and rates at historic lows. Now maybe.
Tony, I know you have your own emoji, but have your kids showed you how to do the emoji with your face?
Oh, show him one of yours.
Look, this is Abby.
To tap their equity should the economy change.
And then so I'm like,
show him yours. How do I do it?
We can show you how to access your equity in these uncertain times.
Stopping at Prince Charming. So
do they take your real face?
No, I know you have your own emoji, right? Your still one. So when you go to text, see this little button here? That's it, and then you just hit record. And look how see how it's like moving with me.
So when you talk, so when I do it, it'll go to.
So there it is, right there. Next one. Right to the left of the red. Nope. The next one. Right there.
Hey, this wasn't booked as a live.
Oh, you don't have yours.
No, not. I gotta create this.
Yeah, so create your emoji, or you can use, and then it'll do your face. You can record what you're saying to someone.
Where do I get my emoji?
I thought you sent me your cute
I do, but it's an emoji. That's an emoji.
How do I transfer mine was already set up like that.
Okay, so how do I transfer mine to there? How do I transfer mine?
You go this way, all the way over, as far as you can.
Plus.
New emoji. So I guess you'd have to set up a new one, get started. You do all of that.
You got to make an emoji that can do that. You can't use an existing.
But once you do it, then you can.
Yeah, you need to do that. It's pretty cool.
With your kids, it's hilarious.
All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.25 rate APR won't last long, and our new fast track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669.
My face isn't around.
425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
Broncos country is the start of a new year, and Broncos Fit Challenges are here to provide you with fun workouts you don't need a gym to complete. From cardio and core to strength training, yoga, and stretching, Broncos cheerleaders and
All right, guys, you're back on in about 35 seconds.
of your 2021 run. Visit denverbroncos.com/fit.
It's pretty cool, though, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty cool. I wonder if your kids know it. You should show them if they don't know it. Although I think you got to have that iPhone. Maybe not. I don't know.
Case 2 to 4. The Situations with Michael Brown.
All right. It's very cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just interactive, man. I like how when you tilt your head, it tilts. You know what I'm saying? You know what would be cool is if we could do that with these cameras and make us look like cartoons.
Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hang on if you're still on there. By the way, somebody asked about Silverleaf Mortgage. Silverleaf Mortgage you can find on our referral list, or you can just look them up, silverleafmortgage.com for those reverse loans. Let's go to John Jones, a senior with Integra Insurance. Integra, they're health insurance brokers making health insurance simple and smart. I have a good question. John, I have a drug plan on Medicare called Part D, and that means I can run prescriptions through there and save money. Guess what I have found? I don't know why this is happening, but with every prescription I have, every single one of them, I have gone to King Soopers, and there are special programs that, not using any insurance or anything, I have never paid more than $9 or $10 for a prescription ever on anything. It's cheaper every time than going through Part D. So what I want to know is, well, wait, is Part D free?
No, your Part D, Tom. Obviously, you're paying a
premium.
A premium.
But are your drugs free?
You have.
Are your drugs free? They're not free though. You still pay a copay, right?
Well, it depends. Once again, like WellCare, there's a zero for level 1, zero copay.
Like for blood pressure, there's zero.
Do what now?
For blood pressure.
Once again, depending on the plan you have, it could be anywhere from a zero copay up to maybe a $5 or $10 copay.
Well, what I have found, just put it this way, I have found no real advantage to a.
How about Viagra?
I don't use Viagra. I can honestly say.
Exactly be covered.
I can honestly say I don't use Viagra. Why are people working over me when I say this? I do not use Viagra. I want to make that straight. Now, here's what I do want to say. I do have implants, the pellet implants for the testosterone and all that.
Viagra has implants?
No, the testosterone. But here's what I want to say on a serious note, John. Seriously now. Am I obligated to have a Part D?
You're not obligated, but the problem you're going to have if you drop that thing, Tom, and then decide to go back on it a year or two from now, you'll be paying a penalty.
How much of a penalty?
1% per month from the time you're off of it based on the average cost of a
That's
Medicare
like 25%.
plan.
So in 2 years, it could be 25%, yeah.
And that's going to be cumulative, and it's going to be added to the cost of your new prescription.
Oh my God!
Plan, and you'll pay.
So they're blackmailing you. But John, there's no benefit to it. I mean, why? First of all, John, why are drugs so cheap right now? No, I mean that sincerely. Drugs are cheap. Now, you do want to
Trump.
And there's, I don't think it was Trump. There's some kind of thing now when you go. It used to be, for example, my blood pressure. I'm just talking about paying straight. My blood pressure should be like $130, right?
Yeah, but that's when you had that insurance that covered nothing.
No, but Mark, I'm saying right now, just straight paying, no insurance. I pay $8 for it.
Yeah, but don't you get Medicare pricing?
No, I don't think it. No,
negotiated rate.
Yeah, see, it's a negotiated rate.
You're saying that price is because of my D? I never gave him my Medicare D, ever. I went to King. Look, my doctor has called in some prescriptions, and I go and pick them up. And he says to me, Tom, all you have to do is go. I gave him a coupon. I don't know what he's talking about. I have never paid more than $9 or $10 for anything ever.
He's probably passing on his Medicare info, right, John? That coupon?
No.
I mean, whatever the coupon, I'm not sure what the coupon would be, Mark, but I know y'all have heard of Good RX.
Okay, it's something like,
that's a real coupon deal.
It is something like that. So why are drug companies doing this? I mean, they're not.
But if you ever needed something serious, like for cancer or something, you don't want to pay $8 million for it.
Are you saying I just happen to be hitting these coupon drugs that happen to be at a real rate?
I guess that's the case, Tom. If you've got coupon rates out there that you're utilizing, but also I would assume all your prescriptions are generic coverages now.
I even get brand names. Losartan was a brand name. I don't mean about Losartan, but I mean the brand that I always had.
Viagra?
No, Mark, I don't get Viagra. By the way, no, but really, all joking aside, I will tell you this. Now, seriously, I don't want to get into ha, but Cialis, for example, I was looking at all kinds of pricing. I'm going to give you an example. 10 milligram pills or 5 milligram pills, either one, of Viagra ran, Mark, I'm not kidding, for a 30-day supply, what do you think they ran?
$100.
No, if you self-paid, $800.
Oh, my God.
I swear to God.
I couldn't afford to have sex.
Mark, I'm not kidding. Now a 90-day supply. Of Cialis with 5 milligrams each of 90 days is like $14.
How do they determine that? Days? How many days a week? Is that 1 day a week?
Yeah.
What are they talking?
Okay. If you really want to get serious,
serious.
If you talk about Cialis, okay, there is another reason they prescribe it, and you wouldn't know because you're too young, but it's true, and you can laugh, ha ha ha.
Urination.
It's just not like the Howard Stern show. No, it helps with BPH, benign prostate enlargement, and it does help, and they prescribe it. But I'm talking about the pricing. Instead of being $800 or no, I'm serious, crazy.
That's crazy.
It's $14.
What I seriously meant though, Cialis, do you take every day, or is it like Viagra? You take it when you want it.
No, for prostate problems, you take it once a day,
every day,
5 milligram. But now I want to ask John this. John, so Part D is penalized if you don't carry it. What else is penalized if you don't? What else is penalized if you don't take it?
Obviously, if you didn't take Medicare Part B,
okay, now
and you were eligible to get your Medicare Part B and then tried to go into it,
right?
Yeah, you'd be paying up to a 10% penalty.
Now, supplements are not required either, right?
That is correct.
And there's no penalty if you went without a supplement and decided to get one, right?
Because Medicare A and B is your primary coverage.
Right. So if you decided to get a supplement after a few years, you wouldn't be penalized for not having a supplement.
That is correct.
Okay.
But you would have to go through underwriting
now,
in order to qualify for that supplement plan.
If you had a pre-existing, it would become an issue.
Do you think now that we have a Democratic president, what's looking like a Democratic government mostly, do you think they will impose fines again?
Well, that's a tough question, Tom.
I think that was the Supreme Court.
Loves Obamacare.
No, the fines were not struck down.
Oh, you're right. That was a presidential
executive order.
An executive order.
Took away the fine for not having health insurance.
What I'm saying is right now there is no fine, right?
That is correct.
So
whether Biden's can bring that back or not, who knows? We'll see what happens today in Georgia.
Okay, but has the open enrollment been lower since they took away the fine than it used to be as far as enrollments?
No, we've had a great year this year.
So people are not staying away.
Have actually come way down this year for people.
Now, why have premiums come way down?
They saved me money, and I'm not kidding. They saved me not only money this year, but I got better coverage than I had last year.
Why, John, are premiums coming down?
Because and I'm trying to think of the word, last year they passed that bill here in the state that actually helped lower premiums for people under the affordable. It was the guaranteed issue bill where after a certain amount, I think it was $50,000, $100,000 worth of bills.
Right.
At that point, major claims, the state actually comes in and helps the insurance company with those claims. So as a result, the insurance companies were able to lower premiums for their clients over the last year. And especially this year, premiums really came down because they're not on the hook for as much now.
Okay. What is the biggest mistake people are making during open enrollment? Other than not
checking prices and calling Integra.
Other than not buying insurance. What are some of the bigger mistakes they're making?
Well, obviously, people sometimes, will go ahead and pay full premium on those plans, even though they might qualify for tax credits, so they're not checking to make sure that if they ran a plan through Connect for Health, that they would get the tax credits to help offset the cost of those plans. People also just pick a plan based on premium and maybe a carrier and really not check to make sure that doctors and their prescription drugs are being covered adequately underneath that plan.
Who qualifies for any kind of kickback or subsidy now, like $150,000 family of four, or what is it?
No, for a family of four, it'd be about $95,000, $95,000 to $98,000. Anything below that, they would qualify for tax credits.
Oh, wow. There is probably a bunch of people that made less than that last year that have no idea they could be saving money.
I'd recommend everybody review their plans this year and really take a hard look at it, because if your income has changed for 2021, maybe you would qualify for tax credits this year.
John, we really appreciate it. Everybody listening to Integra Insurance, 303-466-5500. These guys have been helping Tom and I forever.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored.
Fred Sports Traffic Center, the Highway Drive around the metro area in good shape. Just some flowing on southbound 225 approaching I-75. Everything else pretty wide open. Off-freeway, an accident on South Dorado at 48, still in the cleanup stages. And winter driving conditions in the high country, westbound I-70 at a standstill between Silver Plume and the Eisenhower Tunnel because of the snow and ice. And Loveland Pass is closed. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon. Will drop down into the mid-20s overnight tonight. Sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the upper 40s. It's 52 right now.
What'd you say? A senior manager at Walmart in Arkansas heard my interview with Rosedale.
Hero. AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving.
Look,
RP and the Ad Council.
I really need to tell you about 888heating.com. Of course, that's their website. They're just great guys. They've been on a referral list for over 5 years, maybe 10 years. They're great guys, and what I really love about them, and it sets them apart from the other companies, are the different choices they offer. or let's say your furnace breaks, they'll come out. They'll actually give you a cost to replace it, even if it's an older furnace, 10, 15 years old. They'll tell you how much to fix it if you don't have money to replace it. They're not going to shove a new unit down your throat, I promise you. Then, if you do want a new unit, what I really love is they have economical units, almost everybody's budget, and they also sell the top-of-the-line, high-efficiency units. These guys give you choices. Just check them out, 888heating.com. Check them out, 888heating.com.
Suffering from leg pain, aching, swelling.
What do you think of the choices? You like that?
I had a to-do list here, and I fucking lost it, motherfucker.
What do you mean?
My to-do list. I
can't beat it.
No, yeah. It deleted my. It's like I got to think. We were talking about Tennessee email contract forms.
The contract forms, one sheet. Oh, did you email one sheet? Email it. I didn't get it.
I'll do it.
Email me both files, please.
No, I got it.
One sheet for Suzanne.
Okay.
That's not a...
Right, okay, then...
Hey, did yours save your password yesterday, or you...
No, not on the incognito. But otherwise, you have to really make sure it doesn't.
Now that you know what I did? I set up that double authentication, and it sends me a code every time, so it doesn't even matter. If it saved my password, it's still going to log in.
If you're a homeowner, the answer may be as simple as a mortgage refinance.
I really like being back in, man.
American Financing, reminding you that
it's
mortgage
good.
rates are still near record lows, making it a great time to refinance and consider debt into your mortgage. You'll get a lower rate. You'll have fewer monthly payments to focus on. Depending on your tax situation, this may be deductible while your other debts aren't. And you know what else? When you choose American Financing, you don't have any upfront or hidden fees and no pressure, no obligation, and you don't have to reset your loan term, which can mean tens of thousands of dollars in long-term savings. So don't put off a mortgage refinance any longer. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or apply online at AmericanFinancing.net.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? Or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PAX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years, serving over 40,000 happy customers. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low
So, Mark, when your endorsements do build in, they're all usually already on. Do I what? You build in, on new endorsements, will you build in a referral?
They're either on or they have to be on. There is no difference. I'll do the same as you do, but yeah, I mean, that's a must.
And then the referral.
And then I agree with you. Anything you bring on, you should be. You should be pulling the commission. There's no doubt.
I already got a lead bin, consumers first, merchants first, right? I already got all.
Hey,
we didn't get merchants first. We don't know what we're doing with that.
There's 2 or 3, man. I have not got referral list stuff back on. The one we talked about yesterday, whoever it was, I don't like building listings till I have the fucking contract. Just to, are you good with that, though? Okay.
Now listen. What about merchants first? What are we going to do?
What do you mean?
Are we going to promote the shit out of it?
Yes, we're working. In fact, I think we have a working app soon, and they're talking about doing the full copy over to merchants first. I'm so sorry.
That's what I'm sorry.
And we're on the app, by the way, we're actually getting somewhere.
Good, okay.
On the merchants first, he owes us money. He'll be happy to write a check. Yes, we are going to do something. That's my
guy. Do you have to claim that money because it was accrued?
No, we're going to take it this year.
Okay.
Because they haven't written it to us, so there's no reason.
What's actually sitting?
Probably 45 to 6,000. It's not each or together. Together, most likely. Okay. It's not as much as I was.
What is the reason for that?
Well,
I don't care.
It just right now it's probably
just not enough volume.
No, we're getting there, but it's been a slow growth because we haven't advertised. I mean, here's the bottom line: we can beat anybody's fucking price, free equipment. It's a great deal. You just got to start advertising. No, because I do not want to switch. It would become a triggering event from hell. There's no way to do it without a triggering event. He is actually trying to work something out with our current to see if they will help with the data, and then we wouldn't, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-7113, 303-713-8255. Okay, Marilyn, quickly, I'm sorry, Marilyn, and I'll get to you, Pamela. Marilyn, what's going on with you? Hi.
COVID shots.
We'll find out. We'll absolutely find out, Marilyn. Suzanne, let's make that a quest. If you put that down, I'll do some research. So you want to know if you're not computer savvy, how do you get on a list? You have no idea, right?
Oh, well, check this out. If you're with Kaiser, they're going to actually call you. If you're with Aetna, I believe they call you. So it depends on how your people go.
You have Medicare, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to find out for you. Suzanne, remind me, okay? I'm going to find out for her later. Thank you. And Pamela.
They probably send you a letter or run an ad in the newspaper.
Something with Medicare, though, I think she's going to be contacted, but I'm going to find out. Pamela, what's going on?
Hi. So I was calling because my daughter went to school in Boulder, and she rented from an apartment from a realty company called 4-Star Realty in Boulder for a year.
Okay.
We moved her out in August. And the realty company contacted my daughter on November 9th to ask where they send her deposit. And they will not send her deposit back.
Why?
And
Why?
Actually, this company is known for doing this.
But hold on, Pamela. They have an obligation legally to either send the deposit or an explanation. Did they send an explanation?
No, they will not respond. My daughter has sent them several emails.
Well, good. I got good news for you. You're going to get triple the amount if everything you're telling me is true. Where is this company headquartered?
They are headquartered in Boulder.
Okay, we're going to kick their asses. Now, hold on. Suzanne, get her on first tomorrow, and we're going to have Mark walk her through. We're going to show you what to do, but only if everything you're telling us is as it is. We're going to give you the instructions tomorrow on how to get treble damages. I'm Tom Martino, and we are out of time. But this has been a wonderful journey, and I want you to join me again. Remember, 303-MARTINO 24/7 for help, information, and referrals, referralist.com or 303-MARTINO.
Or 303-MARTINO.
What's up, Mr. Brown?
Hello, how are you guys?
Good. Get out of here.
Who's going to win today?
People further out in.
What's your gut? What's your gut, sir?
Good. I love your gut.
His gut's usually good.
It really depends on turn out in those two perfect terms.
Protect your body from free radicals. When we make Grainberry, we care about
When it comes to our shit.
What is it about radio people? I've never worked anywhere.
The worst in the fucking world. No, I'm serious. And when it comes to rat,
I've never I like that stand.
They always said, you want to kill? You want to get back into the just fucking send them something. Wipe out a whole new one.
Oh, yeah. Make sure they continue their superhero wing by staying 6 feet away from others.
So why are modern day young liberals government suck-ups?
I don't know.
They believe everything in the world. They believe everything you tell them. Stay home, okay?